Welcome to Jevam's Research Channel. Be advised that this channel is not for anyone under the age of 18. Also, the research and discoveries of this channel should not ever reflect the personal opinion or views of Jevam or her team unless publicly stated. Please understand that the opinions of the audience is also not a reflection of what or how Jevam feels. Let's bring a curious mind and open heart to these spaces for educational purposes only.
Hello, everyone. So, due to current events and things happening that have been released, I have been spiritually guided to talk about the Dark Harbor. Hello, Amber. Good to see you. So, the Dark Harbor is a process, an initiation, and what I believe to be part of the path of Aphrodite into initiation. So what I'm going to do is bring forth an old video stream by Ammon that is called The Dark Harbor. You're going to see him in his gorgeous wizard jacket, and we're going to talk about this process of initiation. I'm dragging ass because I'm really tired, and that's why I talk like I haven't had sleep. So we're going to break this down. We got to zip through Teddy. But we're going to talk. You got to listen. Now remember, ears to hear. And listen to key phrases too, like sit on the throne.
Deeper into the mystery than anyone has gone. Deeper than anyone has gone. I need you to follow. I need you to something good for you tonight. Thanks to Teddy. Thank you, Teddy, for bringing us in. I'm going to let Teddy purify us as well. Bring him up the gateway. Yeah, the Teddy gateway. Let's do this. People, what are we coming? Take that thing down. They can go back and stop this. Excellent. What are we going tonight? We've got to have our stuff together because this is deeper into the mystery than anyone has gone. Deeper than anyone has gone.
Is it making sense yet, you all? Think about current events as we go into watching this 2-year-old replay.
I need you to follow. I need you to sit on that throne, be on that throne, and I need you to take the purification. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? I'm going to have Chewy roll us the purification tonight, right off at the beginning, because this is our chorus. This is our chorus, and our chorus is being brought to us tonight by Teddy Bass. Hit it.
Dream with Athena.
Oh gosh, so yeah, that's a whole decode because Teddy's whack. But he's already tried to copyright strike Neil, so we got to zip past it.
The object is to get off of the spaceship, right? We got the time thing going. Get out of here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go right to her. We're going to go right to the Christ.
No, the throne is many drugs. It is a combo. It is a cocktail. Sitting on the throne is taking to be drugged up. And that's what happened to the girl with current events. Yeah. It's good to see you.
Going right to her. Oh, God, I've got some stuff for you. You're not going to find this. You're not going to find this anywhere else. Yes, definitely. Here it is, people. And tonight we have several different ghosts. They're just going to jump on in. We're just going to free it up. We're just going to do it all the way. Let's do it. Bring my first. Bring him up. Hit start show.
Hot Purple Fantastic, says Teddy Base in the chat.
That's Chewy. Look,
This was before Chthonius was a mod.
what is this? Who is this? Oh, Galen. Welcome, Galen. We haven't had you here. This is everybody. I'd like you to meet the personal body physician of Marcus Aurelius. Now, he had other connections, I'm not forgetting those. But, that's really something to be proud of, right? Commodus? Are you kidding? Oh, shoot. Here he is. And he says, look, people, now I'm just gonna fill you in. I've got a work by a doctor who worked for Nero. He was his chief physician. And in it, Galen says, look, he's about to give us the work, right? It's dactylic hexameter. And he's prefacing it. And he's saying, look, in it is your guy who loves what's beautiful. You know what I mean? He's writing to a guy named Piso. And he says, hey, you're a good person. You know what I mean? You want to know, wouldn't want to be ignorant, unschooled in this kind of thing. But I want you to know, right? They know how to mix these drugs. They're using the theriacs, not just for the bites, but they're using them in the antidotes. Oh, God. Yeah. Give me the next one. You mean these Christs are that steep into the drugs? Yeah. I want to take you. Okay, wait, where's she? I promised you I'd bring you her. Right? This is Lady Babylon. Right? Lady Mystery. Go ahead, bring it up, Chewy. This is Lady Babylon. We have to bring it up. What's he doing here? Get that junkie Jesus out of here. Take your juice and get out of here. Go back with your boys.
See, you can tell from 2 years ago that there's been a progression in the gore and the smut of it,
Back to the apostles, you creep. Okay, get him out of here. Run that Jesus off. That's what I do in satanic congregation. I run off Jesus. Isn't that nice? They're going to catch up with him sometime. I'm warning you. They're going to catch up with him. All right, kids, if you're in a park late at night and somehow you end up without your clothes on, don't go to Jesus because he's going to get arrested. He's going to get arrested, right? Okay, I'm not a trafficker. Bring it. Put that in. Let's go. New material. These dogs are hungry and they want the new stuff. Watch what happens, people, right? Oh, God. You know how you can take these? You can take these venoms directly from the creature. Isn't that nice? Directly. Woo! Or you can put them into a poma. You can put them into a potion. Oh, what kind of potion would that be? I'm passing.
He's teaching them how to do this in a very subliminal messaging, coded messaging way.
It out to everybody now. I want you to see this ancient potion. You know what it's called? It's cyanic death. Black death. Everybody, welcome Black Death. Are you ready? What kind of cult is this? Don't worry. Trust me, the resurrection will be there. You'll all be born again, right?
So he can't name what type of cult this even comes from. That's what I'm hearing.
Everybody that has ears can hear me. Go to the next.
Oh, I hear the ear. The ear is hearing right now. It's hearing.
One. Oh, love it. Where's her image? You know what she is? Woo! She's subtle. Who is this woman that he's looking for, Martha? He's
subtle and willy. What the hell does that mean? Subtle and willy. Does that mean like very soft spoken, very weak willed? What does that mean? Do we know? Hey, Angel. Good to see you. He's so obsessed with Jesus. Okay. Yeah. You don't want to take a shot every time he says Jesus. At all. Is it still working, or are we not
looking for the first?
Are we not streaming good?
Those of you who've just joined in, and we've got her. We captured her. She's here. It's fantastic. It's the fulfillment of everything that the evangelical.
Okay. Listen, here we go. See that? And finish. This makes sense to me, because the only ones they really seem to want around them are the soft-spoken women, not the strong women that stand up to them and say, this is not right. Yeah. So he's telling them how to obtain her, in quotes. Her, in quotes. Wink, wink. Cough, cough. Nudge, nudge.
Evangelicals have been waiting for. It's gorgeous. Where's the beast? Love it. Bring the next one. She's wily. Notice who else was wily on that. Notice who else. Look. Calypso and Kirke. Boy, these daughters of the sun. These women are notorious. They are notorious, man. Whew, I kind of want to get caught. You know what I mean? Have you ever felt that way? Have you ever been hunted? Ooh, and you're kind of like, I don't know. I sort of want to get caught. You know what I mean? Oh, this is her. This is who we're looking for. Oh, God, did we not make it obvious enough? Look, it's printed on his noggin. Go, hit us in that. Yes. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is the poem of Maydays. This is why I brought you guys here. Right? Don't worry about the form of Maydays, right? We're gonna.
I think all this
jump
is
into this
code for
doctor.
drugs.
Look, I'm gonna be flashing you some of this doctor who worked with.
I really seriously think some of this is code for certain drugs. Yep, I'm feeling it. And I think they turn out Carrie's, the movie Carrie, Stephen King. Is it Stephen King? Yeah, seems like that's what they do. They turn out some Carries.
Nero, and I'm going to be giving you the potion. Look at her right in the face, right? We've got Medea here. Ready? This is the priestess. We're looking at her. She's got her potion. Fantastic. And it's Okumoron. That's not good. That's not good. It's that potion of Black Death. Are you ready? Are you ready for it? Oh, we need to get...
Hold on. Look, I wasn't in there for that one. He said, what now, girl? What'd he say? Can you get me a timestamp?
Go. Who is this? Oh, who is this Bacchant? Who is this Bacchant with the purple? Who is she? I'm looking. Is she out there?
Does that not look better than the other AI stuff? I mean, it's still highly suggestive with her holding her mouth open looking up. But it's not as like grotesque suggestive. And she's got blonde hair and green eyes. And there's a lot of people that be looking for some blonde hair and green eyes. Definitely the green eyes thing. It's fucking weird. Well, I have an idea, but I don't want to say because I don't know for sure.
There, this is fantastic. Go to the next one, Chewy. Bring us the... Oh, we got to slide these sources in faster. People are going to be like, I got a party somewhere. You know what I mean? Right? This...
Amber, come to the other chat.
Dark Harbor. We're going to the Dark Harbor, right? If you have the Galene, you don't have to worry. You're safe in the Dark Harbor.
Okay.
That's who we're looking for her, aren't we, Chewy? That's fine. Give me the next reference. We're getting closer to her. Come here. Shh. Everybody quiet. Can you see her? I'm gonna coax her in. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah,
okay.
dude.
The Greeks, right? They use this thing.
Well, I don't want to assume that you're a dude. But yes. Yeah. I mean, I've got it sped up to 1.5 though. So he's really not as squirrely. But yeah, it's the same rambles. But see, this is very much related to these Aphroditic rites that I think was performed within this past week. And the rite of passage, the path of Aphrodite, is to take a stranger as a lover for a one-night stand. Snappy told me he did all three. Hercules was the hazing that we've seen, the public hazing. And the Way of Cain was shaving your head while reading Lord Byron while sitting on the throne. That's the one I did because I was not going to be hazed, but they hazed me anyway. And I damn sure wasn't going to take a lover for one night. That's dangerous. It's really, really dangerous. I mean, that's scary.
Called Hellenion or Hellenion. It's in the genitive here. What do they do with this thing that looks like the name for Greek? Right?
Okay,
like
good, Amber. Oh, hey, Howard.
Oh my God. What do they do with this stuff? It's a drug. The Greeks have it and they use it. I'm telling you what Galen he was telling me. Go to the next one. Boom. And what does this thing do? Oh, it's used by the Dacians and the Dalmatians. What do they do?
Oh, that's awesome.
They put it on the tips of their arrows, right? All the arrow poison that we've been talking about. Galen is telling us who is doing it and who is using it. So the stuff.
Okay, so let's not think about like literal arrows. Let's think, what about a man resembles an arrow? Do we know?
That was found at the site, the henbane. Jump on board,
And then,
people. Here
y'all.
it is. Get the next one. What are they going to do with it? What's she going to do with it, most importantly? Look at this. Ezekiel.
Do we want to talk about Datura and the scopolamine in it? Do y'all know what scopolamine does? Have y'all heard about scopolamine? Do y'all know that like scopolamine was like in the Diddy files? Yeah. Scopolamine is in the Diddy files.
Right? It says it's the claimata. It says it's what? It says it's the claima. And what is that? It's the tendrils of the vine. Can you feel the tendrils of the vine? If you don't have ears to hear.
We don't have ears to ear because tendrils of, okay, let's think about it. We're mixing tendrils of the vine with arrows. Put the medicine on the tip of the arrow and talking about tendrils of the vine. Jesus. Yeah, I need to get a clip. I need Amber, will you remind me to get a sound clip of him going, oh God.
Oh, I see. This is some of that strange mystery cult stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So when they stop us at the door and they ask you if you've got the tendrils, tell them you do. Tell them you do, please. Next source.
Look, they're telling us what the tendrils and the tips are. Fucking wild.
That's how you get in, people, right? They're not going to let you in. Otherwise, they're going to be putting crosses. You know why that guy's got a cross there? Yeah, I do too. Fig leaves just don't cover enough in some cases. Yeah, let's go. Look at the scolia. This is a scolia of Nicander. Do you think for a minute that there is a single evangelical out there who knows any of this? And this is the stuff that's going on around Jesus. This is the language that he's growing up with. This is the language that he's speaking. Oh, God.
Yeah, you do.
Love it. Love it. Where's that Nicander? We pulled him up. Nicander. Who is Nicander? I'm going to introduce you to a priest of Apollo in a minute. Nicander's going to give us, because he knows all the drugs. Keep going. We're searching for her. We're looking for her. Can we find her in this passage? Oh, well, it ends up being about Dionysus. Okay.
Where's our subtle little rag doll that we can turn out to make a carry?
Guess what? We get to join Dionysus. Why? Because Nicander, thank you, Nicander, priest man, wrote. Now, people, are these biblical times? Are these biblical times? No, this is history. This is an actuality. Biblical times are made up fairy tale. This is reality. This is Nicander. And what is Nicander saying here? He wrote a book called the Ophiaka, right? A book on.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. But think of past week's events and things that happened to her. Okay, let's think. What happened to her? Yeah, this is he's teaching in a very, very heavily coded verbiage about drugs in the dark harbor.
Serpents. Just on the venoms of the serpents. Can you imagine having that much knowledge that you knew every friggin' snake and what it did? And what does he say here? He says, everybody knows that Dionysus was made insane.
See, that makes perfect sense, Ashes. That right there makes absolute perfect sense to me. Bloodletting, I'm sure, is next.
Woo! And there's a snake involved. Where's that serpent? Here, yeah, you can go to the next one. Where's that serpent or whatever? By the way, Chewy has packed this thing tonight with a lot of symbols and a lot of stuff that's going to take you, if you have time, a little extra to look it up and see what it is and what it means. It's all part of the cultiness, right? Thank you, Chewy. Very brilliant job done by Chewy. Where is that snake? Where is that snake? I want to see a snake. Oh, Hera drove him mad. Oh, there he is again. Jesus. Wait, leave him in there. Now you brought him. Now you summoned him. Blow him up so I can really look him right in the eyes. That snake handling. You wait until we get to the end of today. We're going to show you Jesus with his, what does he command all Christians to do? What does he command all? The junkie commands them to get high. Jesus tells them, get high. I didn't know that was in the Bible. I'm going to show it to you. I love it. Can you feel me there? Can you feel me?
We can do panel soon.
A little shiver. Yes, it's a side effect. Go. Hit me the next one. The incubus flies. Did somebody turn the incubus on? Get that thing out of here. Okay.
There he goes with his incubus. See, he's throwing out there. That's what you do. Remember what the incubus did? He has been obsessed with incubus. Do y'all know what an incubus is? Like, really? It's some fucked stick shit, y'all. They just pull up Anubis for my O. Oh, wait, I left out my C. Hold on. All right, it's a mythological demon, basically a vampire. They lie upon sleeping women to have sex with them. What does that sound like? Like, ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what is this? I want us to know this now. This central figure of the mystery that we're about to meet. She was from the great house of Etes, the son of Helios.
Exactly,
Oh, isn't that
Fenris.
something?
That's my
Isn't that something? And
point.
she was taught. You want to know what her pedigree is? This is what this says. She was taught. Remember, she ends up being the queen of Babylon too. She was taught by Hecate. She was taught by Hecate. Oh, who is that? Hecate. She was taught drugs, right? All of them, not just some of them, all of them. Oh, God. And look at that bottom line. Look at that bottom line. What is she?
Okay, this is starting to sound like, yeah, listen, it's starting to sound like the fallen angels that fell in love with the earthly women. You know what I mean? And corrupting them. Is that not the story? They corrupt them.
Able to do with all of her knowledge? What is she able
Turning
to do
out some
with those drugs?
carries.
What is it when you take a woman and give her a chance to go all the way to the top, to be the master of nature? What happens? She pulls down the stars. She redirects the moon. That's what happens. That's what happens. Where was Athena? Athena wanted me to pop. I'm obliged by the power of Athana, she who guides and directs our democracy. I'm obliged when she shows up to do what she.
I have to show you all this. Look here. I want to show you the succubus or the incubus. Okay, look here. Look at it. So that's what it does, and sucks the life, sucks on its life, right? Ammon is in an order of something. I'm not sure what, but he has dedicated his books to the Order of the Rose. And he has a video I showed you all. I've showed some of it in the Don't Piss the Ammonites Off. I need to look for it, see if I can get it, called the Order of the Rose. Or the Rose Order. Yeah, shit. Sorry. Dropped it. I dropped it.
Under the order of she who established democracy. Right? She's got all the skill. She's got all the skills. Came right out of his head. Boom! Right out of God's head. Boom!
That's everybody's issue, Fenris, is he doesn't cite his sources. He just throws up a bunch of Greek and nobody knows what it is. So he could be, I mean, Stevens proved him wrong. Time and time again. Allie's proved him wrong. Allie is amazing. And most of the world don't even know about her. I'm like, come out of the dark. Her work and my work has been just trampled all over and buried on YouTube.
Boom! Yeah, shaking her spear. Love it. Give me the two at the end. We need those two quotes at the end. These are from Athena, right? People are like, yeah, don't do that. That gets my goat when people do that. And they say, you can't talk about modern stuff. Yeah, no, my goat. No, we're off course. Chewy, quick, readjust the sensors. We're messed up. Oh my God.
Right,
No, the last two quotes, remember that I said, I'll know when to put them in. Yes, there you go. Fantastic. Here we are. UN experts demand investigation into claims Israeli forces killed, raped, and sexually assaulted Palestinian women and girls. Give me another one. Give me the second one. She said do them both. Ukraine, rape and torture.
Why is he bringing this up? Why is this coming out? Why is he bleeding this into the Dark Harbor? Do you all pick up what I'm putting down? I hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down.
By Russian forces continuing. Rights experts report. Those armies do not fight for democracy. No, they don't.
He's getting
they don't.
super political.
Justice to them all. Justice to them all. This is the lesson of Egeria in history. This was her lesson. She had a song. We ignored it. We buried the books. Ah, what a mistake. Why did they bury the books? It was about the time of the uprisings. And they buried the books because they thought the people would revolt. if they
Yeah.
heard what she said.
And isn't it? It's just kind of friggin' insane how he doesn't answer to anything whatsoever. Like nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. It's fucking crazy to me. I can't wrap my head around it.
She said, defend those children. Their voice is the voice of democracy. Thank you, Athana, for that immortal lesson from antiquity. Thank you. We bring, what does the oracle do? We bring the past and the future into the present. Love it. Love it. Okay, back to the cult. Everybody get back to the cult. They're like, why did you get so serious all of a sudden? I was just having a good time. Okay, get back on your throne. Get back on your throne. It's okay. It's okay. Do you feel a little bit culpable? Let's go. Number 2.
Feeling culpable. I want to, yeah. So in the Rosicrucians, you really don't get to your highest. Like your ultimate goal is to create a new religion, right? So you're making a cult. It's a big deal. There are hidden meanings in that window. Yeah. Well, there's lots of rose windows in these cathedrals, like ancient Antiquitech. Like it all bleeds in through it, but it's a distraction. Fallen angels didn't have sex, organs, so they had to tamper with DNA. It also says they are the tree fellers. We are trees. Yeah, trees are in our DNA.
Let's go to the next source. Boom. We're looking for the poem of Mayday. So that's what we're looking for that drink.
Yeah, it is.
We're looking for her medicine. Whose medicine? Lady medicine. What they call her over in Italy. Angitia. Snake queen. Whoo! Love it. Let's go. Because when you know all the toxins, right? You're not afraid of getting bit. Love it. Go to the next one. Boom.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, what are we talking about? What kind of creatures are we going to be?
Okay. Really? Whoa, Thaddeus. It could be just a dorky. I mean, it's all hypothesis, but when Zach did the interview with Enoch, you all are on Ammon Hillman News. He changed it. Zach changed it to Ammon Hillman News. So if you go there and you look up his interview with Enoch was in like the very first crew. Okay. And he emailed him and kind of lays out very similar to what you're saying there. It's super, super sus. And you know how Ammon talks, it's all coded and you got to read between the lines and you got to have the ears to hear. So, yeah.
Using in our art, right? As you're entering this cult performance, what kind of creatures are you finding? Echios, right? From the Echis.
I think so.
Vipers. You should be thinking about vipers. Next one. We're going to go through these fast. What is it? What else is there? Cantharidon, right? Cantharis. What is that? It's a beautiful blister beetle. And you take that thing and you have a sustained satyriasis. Nobody knows who that is. Look that up. What is satyriasis? You have that sustained. Those are your drugs from Pan, right?
Okay, so he's teaching about graping, and he's talking a lot about graping, and he's talking about like some Viagra type substances, and Pan and panic, mania. It's very chaotic. It's very, very, very chaotic energy. I mean, I know I'm a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn ruled by Saturn. And Capricorn is often Pan as representation of Capricorn. And so is the devil. You know, there's a reason. It's because Saturn's very heavy and very dark energy, and it's very karmic energy too.
Right, who's using them? The Medwa, right? Lady Medicine is using them, right? Oh God, you mean it was a title? I thought it was a name.
No, he won't, girl.
Go to the next one.
No, he won't.
What else? What are the kind of snakes? The ones that make you bleed. This is the name for the snake they came up with that makes you hemorrhage blood, right? Oh my God, hit the next one. Boom. And you can do with some of this, people, if you're in antiquity and in this
You
culture,
crack
don't
me
want
up,
these
Angel.
bozos walking around. Yeah. Conium maculatum, right? Isn't that what they killed Socrates with? We think it's what they killed Socrates with, right? That's our good hemlock. You know, hemlock's not just a drug to kill you with, right? It's an active participant in a complex process of making a compound. Love it. And look.
See, he's teaching how to make these dark. I don't even like saying dark. It's like gives dark a bad name. Baneful herbs, where at a very, very small amount, it can help you, it can heal you. But if you have, it's very dose sensitive, extremely dose sensitive. Like mandrake at a very, very tiny amount, and you gotta know what you're doing to even take it. And this is not medical advice. You get too much, you ain't waking up.
Look, we're going to watch Galen tell us. Ooh, this is so exciting. Cute. Nobody knows this stuff, by the way, people. These are all sources that nobody cares about. Aconita, too. What is it? What is it? Aconite, monk's hood. Yeah, wolf's bane.
We just
You know what they call
talked
this
about
thing?
it.
Oh God, this is so sexy. Are you ready? Yeah, leave that aconite up there. That's gorgeous. Look at the petals. Wouldn't you just like to stroke those petals? That's gorgeous. What do they cause, man? Stuff can kill you, right? It's deadly, deadly poison, right? Shut you down. It'll make your circuits go boop. You will be in the nether. Oh God, look at the beauty and the power of nature. Look at her. Look at her, right? That's what the lady medicine has to be. She has to be that nature. Right? You mean she's taking this stuff? Yep. Yep, she is. Oh God, what does it do? Just wait.
Do you see we don't have all the weirdness? I mean, it is weird, but it's not visually as crazy.
Go to the next one. What else do we have in here? We've got Hyoscyamus or the henbane. Look, people. Look, this is what they just found. You know, I told you about the library. They were able to start reading, right? They're going to find the very same types of works that I'm giving you from the doctors and from the magicians, from the magic. They're going to find it. Astrology. They're going to find it. Only they're going to find that drug. They're going to find that beautiful, beautiful drug. This is wonderful. This one make you crazy, man. Don't do that one, kids. Don't do any of these, right? Because it's meant for somebody who has a high level of expertise. Right. And Caitlin tells us that he says some of these doctors, they can't pull this stuff out. You can put this thing and make a tea with it, and it's not going to hurt you. But if you have the right knowledge of where on the plant to collect it and how to make it into a compound, how to synthesize it, he says, oh my God, these theriacs, they're crazy. Did you know we are in the drug dark ages, ruled by barons of the economy? Yeah.
So why would he tell us? Do you hear this? And I wish I went to school to study psychology. I'd have fucking kicked ass. But he's telling you not to take it, not to take all these things. He's making them sound amazing and beautiful. And he's like, don't take them, don't take them. Then he's going to start bitching about us not having them.
My barons. And our drug knowledge isn't a 100th of what theirs was. Oh my God, the complex systems there. You talk to a modern pharmacologist and you ask them, what happens when you put all of these things together and you do this with them? I don't know. Right. What?
See? Why would you even say that? Why would you even say, I wonder what this would happen? I wonder what that would happen? And you've got all these people thinking he's God. They're going to want to impress him.
What? Is this the Dark Ages? Yeah, we went back, didn't we? Where's the classical sunrise? Let's bring it. Go. Boom. What else? Opium. You got to have your opium. Everybody out there, all the hopheads. Hello to the hopheads. Right? This isn't your acetylated morphine, right? But it's the raw stuff that'll get you there, right? Yeah, here it is. If you wondered why your dark goddess was calling you.
Q who? Uh-oh, what happened? What happened? It won't play. There it goes.
Oh, the Empire got us in a tractor beam there. Sorry about that, people.
Oh, this was back when he had really bad, shitty Wi-Fi and he kept cutting out. I forgot about that. It's been a while.
It's okay. Let's go back to it. Where were we? We were with a bunch of people using drugs in the ancient world, and somehow Jesus was there with the snakes, right? Oh my God, Jesus and the snakes. Yeah. Let's look at her one more time. Let's look at the woman who came up with all of this.
Right,
that
right,
spun off
Brenner's.
Judaism, that spun off Christianity. Oh, let's find her. Let's find her. Go.
It's
Go for
okay,
the next
girl.
source. Ooh, yeah. Look at this one, people. Yeah, this is the Dark Harbor. That's in the wrong. That's we've already been there. We're just people. You got to remember, we're in the Dark Harbor, and you're not going to understand that unless you've.
I don't want to begin a revolution.
That's okay. We'll get them. Don't worry. We're still broadcasting, right? We still have.
I don't want to encourage this type of behavior because women are getting hurt. So I have a place for women to come to be safe and understand what the hell happened to them. That's really more important than anybody's little drug trip to me.
Have coverage. We're still right. The shields are still up, people. Let's keep going. Hit us with the next one. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
there we go. What does this stuff do to you, people?
Jesus.
Down below, if you look at what her communion does, it opens up your eyes. Wait, what? It gives you vision.
No, there's not.
Because your eyes ain't open. You're blurred. You have amblyopia. Your eyes are not open. Have you come here tonight and you're like, what is this? And you want your eyes open?
Yes,
You got to go
that's
see
what
the
it
serpent.
means.
You got to go see the serpent. It turns out Yahoo's a big liar. Yeah, he made a debacle of the whole deal. Right? He took a Bronze Age thing and just screwed it up. That's what happens when you outsource, baby. Let's go mainstream right through the Saturnian, right into the satanic, and bring it up. Open your eyes, people.
Look, listen. I'm dragging ass right now. I thought that's the cue you meant. I want to make sure. Hey, nice day. Look who is in here. Look who's in my chat. Hold on. I got an asset for you. Hold on. I have an asset. Where is it? That's the official first night.
Well, what do you think this medicine does? It opens your eyes. Hit us with the and by the way, it's also good for that craziness. This stuff makes you crazy, right? Don't get me wrong. We've seen that before. But look what it does. It also cures rabies. You mean you can bring somebody through rabies on this stuff? Yeah, that's how the physicians are using it. Oh, you didn't think of that one, did you, Doc? No, you didn't. Good. No. And by the way, look at that last word there, antidotoi. It is.
Yeah. He does. See, that's what he does. He throws these things. He throws them up there. He's not telling you where he got it from, right? And you've got a bunch of people. He's telling them sit on the throne, which is a lot of drugs, so they're wide open, right? They're wide open and they're zoned in, and they're looking at it and they're listening to him. Anything that he's meaning subconsciously will eventually get through. And I'm really thinking that this is how he ends up getting into people's dreams. And he's been in over 20 people's dreams. People were coming to me. He's been in my dreams. He's been in Amber's dreams. He's been in Ash's dreams. It's mainly women that talk about it. I have had a few men. But yeah, he gets into people's dreams. And think about it. When he goes on late at night, if you're watching him before you go to bed, you're carrying him into your subconscious and the dream world. So you're going to dream about him.
Antidote, baby, and it smells like Wonderland. It smells like Wonderland. You have an antidote that smells like Wonderland? That's odd. Remember, we're fumigating, people. We're fumigating. Didn't you? You forgot when you came here. We had the fumigation going. You're breathing that stuff in, right? You're starting to purge now. The reality hits you.
Yeah.
Right? Now you're getting uncomfortable. A little bit of paranoia. A little bit of paranoia is starting to come up. I think it's going to get worse, right? You can use this as a treatment for rabies and the mania that comes from rabies. Oh, I love it. Let's go to the next one. Probably some chemicals in the brain stuff. You can even calm a tetanic seizure. Yeah, a tetanic fit, tetanus, right? They had to deal with it. And this is one of the medicines they use. I told you we were going to Lady Medicine, right? I showed you the purple that she uses that cures growths. This is it. This is it. Let's keep going. One more. Boom. Boom.
No, girl, this is from 2 years ago. This is about the Dark Harbor more than anything. This is basically a form of explaining what happened this past week in this initiation with this tour, which is related to the pathway of Aphrodite. And I was at work today, and then I heard a whisper, Dark Harbor. And I was like, Dark Harbor. And I said, oh, Dark Harbor. And thanks to Neil, I have this site where I can put the channel in and a word or a phrase, and voila. Now there's several of them where he talks about the Dark Harbor, but when it said a priest drug and then he's wearing his wizard jacket, I'm like, this has got to be the one.
When are we all going to do this? Says the physician. They do it in the dawn. Yeah, you do it in the dawn, right? What time do you think it was? What time do you think it was? It was during the dawn, right? We were dawn bringers. Let's go down. You didn't think we made up that stuff about dawn bringers for nothing, did you? You'll never meet a resurrected vampire who's not a dawn bringer. A dawn bringer, right?
A resurrected vampire. Ashes, are you still in the chat? Because you said he was talking about vampires earlier. Oh, okay, wait. Yeah, you're in here. Okay, good. My concern is dream visitation is just a way of hiding him actually attacking people in their drugged up stupors. Yeah, but there's like people literally giving details about their dreams. So I don't know if that's like a subconscious thing coming out in the dreams or what, but it's fascinating. It's fascinating to me. Like, and not in a good way.
Right? Jesus Christ himself. Right? You Christians, wake up, man. He's a dawn bringer. You mean he's using this stuff? Where is he? Bring up Jesus with the snakes again. Jesus. Yoo-hoo. Jesus. Maybe if I do this kind of stuff. You like it. Where is he? Chewy. Oh, thank you. Fantastic. Remember, I told you he's right in the middle of this stuff. You've never seen this Jesus. I mean, we've been sniffing around him, right? But you hadn't seen him before that. You hadn't seen that reality. Your vision has opened up. The blurriness that's in your eyes has been rubbed away. Those scales, you're healed. You're healed.
See, and he's telling you not to do these things. He's giving you the plants, and then he's turning around and he's hyping it up, and then he's telling you not. There's no way that he's not telling you to not do this.
Healed. How are you healed? You're healed with reality. Yeah, knowing yourself is a healing process, right? Who are we? Who are we? And that's why sometimes you've got to look in the mirror and say, am I culpable? When I see that armies overseas are raping children, am I somehow culpable? Have I not stood against armies of rapists? Look, baby, this is Rome.
Okay, so this is 2 years later, and look where he's at. I mean, there's no apocalypse. There is no Renaissance. There is women getting hurt under his fucking nose.
This is Rome. This is exactly why Judea and all of Greece were pacified. Yeah, they were volunteering by the end of it. They were volunteering kingdoms to Rome because Romans don't put up with the lay-stace, man. Romans don't put up with the child traffickers and those who do things to children. That's why they started arresting Christians, because the Christians were performing ritual incestuous acts, aka adult women were sodomizing boys. Huh, interesting. It's a strange thing to do. Yeah, there's a lot of chemistry involved. There's a lot of anthropology. So let's hang up. Was that creepy Jesus? Oh, I didn't see him. Oh, I'm glad I didn't see him. That guy gives me a bad feeling. Let's go to the next text, people. We're only gonna have a few more of these because tonight I don't want to keep you that long, and I wanted to give you something sweet.
Okay, this is my hypothesis as to what's going on. Is they are turning good girls bad. And by good, I don't mean perfect. I mean, they get girls to do things that they normally would not do if they had nothing to do with the cult. And that's scary. Like, I believe that Altria had been involved with a cult in California somewhere. Ashes, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But she had gotten involved with a lot of high rollers. It's just really weird. It's like Carrie. How she was all sweet and nice, and she kept getting bullied and fucked with, and then she just burnt shit down. Yeah.
The sweetest nectar I could give you. What else are we going to put in this concoction? We're going to put that nard, just like Mary Magdalene had. And you can get this stuff. You can get this stuff from a Celtic dude. Some Galatian. Wait a minute. Are we in Bithynia or are we in Etruria?
Hello,
yes.
y'all.
The answer is yes. You mean we're all the way over in Italy and at the same time all the way over in the Black Sea? Yes. Why do you think they build temples to her in Italy? Right? Right? Those are Tyrrhenians. Those are Etruscans. You want to talk about a people. You mean they're Etruscans in Asia Minor off the coast of the Black Sea? Isn't she beautiful? Look at that finger coming down in the Chersonese, right? Look at that finger. Oh, God, you know what that is? That's where she lives. That's where she lives. Everybody that's along this coast, look at the western coast of Turkey, right? This is Asia Minor in antiquity, right? There's no Turkey then. This is Asia Minor. And who are the people all along the coast? They're Ionian Greeks. Ionian Greeks. Yeah, and those people who are up on the Black Sea, just up on the north there, those people and those tribes, they're the ones who have the sophistication with the drugs. They make us look like we're going backwards.
I know.
Isn't that amazing? They have a connection with the Greeks.
I know.
They are spreading. Their people are spreading. What do they call those Aryans? Well, now they call them Medes. Yeah, they do. Look, dude, they were all on horseback. You got to give them a break. You got to give them a break.
So how is he connecting this to the Dark Harbor and the drugs? Is he saying that this is how that this was? Everybody that loves him would think this was cool and wanted to do it, obviously. Obviously. He used to talk about homophagia a lot too.
I want to say something, by the way. I want to take that down for a second, and I want to just say we've never kicked anybody out of the chat room. Not even I was tempted a couple of times with some misogynistic stuff, because there's absolutely nothing productive. It's only control that can come of that, right?
Is he? Yeah, this did not age well at all.
I mean, and we don't want any of that, any of those invaders, right? But I let everybody speak. But Chewy got a little bit excited and blasted somebody. Yeah, so goodbye. No more warnings, right? We don't have to warn anymore. Sit down, be quiet, right? Because somebody stepped over the line. How do you step over the line in the satanic congregation? Number one, you're dishonest. If you are dishonest and you say things that aren't true, you got no place with.
Oh my God. We're just not even going to go there. I mean, I don't have words for him right now.
With Saturn, baby. The Saturnian age doesn't accept pollution, right? Pollution gets purged. So you angered Chewy, and Chewy pulled out his blaster, and off you went. Love it. Let's keep the people here. Hail Satan, everybody out there. Hail Satan. I'm going to get to your comments tonight. Okay, I want to purify us again, because I want to take what I've shown you, and I want you to feed it in to this chorus, this Orphic chorus, along with its images. Chewy, hit us with Medea again.
Dream with Athena. I grew up in the house of Satan.
Love it. Do you have ears to hear? Love it. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to give you a few more sources, people, and these are just for fun. We also have asphalton that's involved in our formula. And what does that do? That's one of the ingredients for Medea's fire. You mean she's putting combustible stuff in this formula? Yep, she is. Wait until you see it active. Oh, God. Hit the next one. What do we got involved? We got beds involved. We got throwing a poison, and we got a burning. Ooh, okay. I cannot take you. Yeah, I have to take you there. I'm sorry. I got to take you there. This is the intimate of the intimate. This is the inner chamber, baby. And that's where we go. What did you think this was all about, right? That inner chamber, that antrum, that's it. That's where she is. That's where
he's telling it. He's telling you the whole mystery. You drug her. You want her subtle, and you drug her.
Fine, Lady Medea. Go to the next one. Boom. Excellent. Yep, there it is. Okay, people, look at this really quick. Who are we? Who's our sponsor tonight in all of this activity? Oh, there we are. Whew.
Here.
Ow, it hurts every time you do that. It's like a dimensional shift. Stop it, Chewy. Look, who are we?
0 sightings of any Greek. None. Is it Panda? Nope. No sightings. Nope. This has been everybody's main issue with him. This is what makes him look very dishonest. And then Stephen has proven on several of these that he's just making it up. He's just making it up to brainwash you.
Look at the end of the first line, people. We're looking at Pion. Who is Pion? Well, here he's given specific kind of epithets, right? He's given very specific. We can see him emerge. This is the great physician. What am I rambling about? The great physician. Don't you remember when Jesus is all walking around healing people, casting out demons, stuff like that, being the great physician? Well, this is who we're addressing. This comes from Medea's work in the late Bronze Age. Yes, the divine physician, you boneheads, was first a woman. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine worshiping a divine physician woman? Oh God, where is she? I want that, right? Where is she? Bring her back. Bring her back. Love it. Hit us with the next source, please. Chewy. Got a little. He gave me hit my head last time on the top of the screen. Okay. Look, people. I just want to bring up Nicander, and I want to show you a couple of things from this priest. Look at this. Look at on the fourth line, Lexia. He says, "Look, brother." He's talking about. He's basically writing a poetic letter to a friend of his, right? And he's writing it in meter. I mean, this guy's genius, and his work ultimately becomes the basis for much of the science of Rome, right? They're all stealing from him. Cicero is stealing from him, right? Quoting him plenty, stuff like that. And what does he call it? He says, look, I know he's living in that western coast of Turkey, of Asia Minor. He's living there. And what is he doing? He says, look, I've got your curatives. I know what the antidotes are for the drugs that people are using in your ceremonies, right? We've got them. And he starts to go through a list, but he says, look, this is going to take you to a place. This is going to take you to a place from which you're not going to come back. It's the chasm. It's the rift of Eubulius. Wait, what? It's the rift of Eubulius. You're listening to a priest talk about entering people into the right. This is a place that you're going to go. I'm telling you, everybody who's under the influence right now that you're watching.
It sounds like after you come back, you're never the same again. And it's like, if you're dealing with stuff like monkshood and hembane, opiates, it's kind of dark. Datura, I mean, anything with scopolamine in it too. Yeah. You'll come back totally different. You won't be the same.
In the room, they're going to the chasm of Eubulius. Yeah. Fantastic. Hit us with the next one. What are we going to do, people, if we're able to get out, right? You can't escape the place except with the Alexipharmacon, right?
Wow. Cannot get out. Get down in there. See remedy, medicine, protection, charm against.
And what is that thing? It's an antidote. Look at number 2 here, right? See where it says, look at the pharmacon, right? It's a way to describe the pharmacon. That's what he's doing. When I say that Jesus Christ is involved, blow it up. This is disturbing. I have to tell people this. I keep saying in interviews, and I've got a couple of, I've had some good interviews, and I've got a couple more coming up. So when you tell these people that Christ is a pharmacological term, and that Christianity is a cult rite of a mystery that is using drugs, they look at you funny, right? They look at you funny because they're coming to us from La La Land. This is Wonderland to them. This is the fairy tale. This is Jesus with his entourage of 35-year-old white men with beards. Yeah, this is that fairy tale that their mind is consumed with. The scales over their eyes turn them into a horde that wants to kill children while raising flags that say, we're protecting the children. Yeah. And then they're killing them. That blood soaked into that eye.
He is doing it to cause like a activist type fighting spirit. It does rile up, passions and wanting you to charge, because what gets me is how he manages this is all done in a way to where you don't even have to ask the people to fight for you. They just go and defend him. They defend him.
It'll take off those scales, man. You'll see who you are. Do you know what the Bacchic initiation does? It shows you who you are. It's a mirror. It's a mirror, people. I want you to remember that. Everybody in satanic initiation, that Bacchic initiation is a mirror. We are still honoring Apollo. We are still honoring he who strikes from afar, he who carries the arrows. Did you wonder why Jesus Christ riding into the apocalypse is on a horse and has arrows? Did you wonder that? I am showing you.
Where does it say that? Where does it say that? Does anybody know? Jesus was riding in with a bunch of arrows.
Eden. I'm showing
Was it because they were trying to, like, they were chasing him? And I don't know.
you where that came from. And it came from a woman. It came from a woman. I love it. I love it. Do you see her? Do you see her? She should be a little bit afraid. A little bit afraid. She's got a cup for you. Right? She's got a cup. Let's go to the next one. Poison me, baby. Right? That's what I'm saying. Poison me, baby. Give me the next one.
Days
You
when
people
things
say,
were not.
you know, don't look at me and say, shame on you. Shame on you. There's no shame. Keep going to the next one. These are just words that are related to the alexipharmaca. This is what Nicander is writing. He's writing about these alexipharmaca, these drugs. And remember, Galen told us they're not just making antidotes for the poisons. They're using the poisons in their theriacs. Isn't that genius? You take a poison and you turn it into the water of life, and you do it through a person, a very special person, right? Has to be that mother of medicine. Has to be. We got to go to her dark harbor. Are you ready to go to her dark harbor? And everybody just, I know 30% of you just put up your hands. You're like, wait. Right? No. This is a cruise, right? You can't jump now, right? You're already there. That reality is already opened up. Sorry, you can't ignore it now. I know you want to go back, but you can't. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Let's finish off. Look at these people. What is this thing? What is this thing that they're preparing? It's the lady killer. It's the lady killer. Well,
Okay. This just went really dark for me.
who's going to use something called lady killer? Oh, I mean, wolf killer, I understand, right? Lady killer? What's the lady killer all about? Tell me, man who is not a Cretan, right? Because everybody knows from her that Cretans are all liars. They gave her second place in the beauty contest, right? Right. Do you see what happens? Don't be a Cretan, right? Don't be a Cretan. Find that.
What's wrong with being a Cretan?
That source, and when you do, you'll declare her the most beautiful. Go to the next one. What kind of mesmerism is this? It's the sources, baby. What does Plenty tell us about the lady killer? Look, this is what they report, says Plenty, right? When you apply this thing to the female genitalia, it induces mortem. It induces death. Do you see where you have to go with these mystery cults? It's always right into death. Why do you think there's a rebirth? Yeah. It has to be on the genitalia. That is the biological source. Now I'm going to show you something. And I know, people I know, who's the dirty, dirty person out there? Who is the dirty person who wants to see to the bottom of that well? Who wants to see to the bottom of this source, right? Egeria's fountain. Who wants to see to the bottom? Okay, I heard enough of you. Maybe in chat you say, show me the bottom, right? Here's the bottom. Oh, God. What are we going to see here? The last word on the first line is galactos. You'll recognize galaxy in that, perhaps. Our Milky Way galaxy is called the Milky Way because galactos means milk. And what is a Theuteres? Oh, poloyo? Oh, no. What is a poloyo? That's the word for the not through growing stage yet of the person. Or they use it also for...
Okay. Did y'all just pick that one up?
Any kind of animal. But it's the phase of not being done yet with puberty. And what do you do with this person? You take their milk and you add drugs to this water because it doesn't look like regular milk. But you take it and you add it to balsamum. And it's one of the ingredients that will balance. We call it galene, the whole composition. But you...
That reminds me of Ghislaine Maxwell so much. Oh, God.
have to have that exudate from that priestess. Okay, I told you about what they call the maiden's milk. I told you, right? Now you're seeing it. It is again another component. It is what the medwa brings, right? And it's why one person can be classified as a nymph. Yeah, never ages. Have you ever seen her age? No. How old is she? About 13, 12-ish. Yeah, she's awfully big for that age. Yeah, and guess what? We're all afraid of her, right? This is her image. This is the medwa. Yeah, love it. Bring it. Bring us out one more. People are like, look, we need the new. Okay, I'm gonna yeah, just go hit any one of those two. Fantastics. And what is this? This is Theophrastus now. Now, this is something Christians would never be interested in. You know, this is a student of Aristotle. He's talking about plants, and he's talking about, hey, this thing, the aconite, it comes about. It is on Crete with all those liars, right? And it is in Zakynthus.
As far as I know, it's always been chewy. Yeah. It's always been chewy, and I'm not meaning to ignore you all whatsoever. But I'm like listening very carefully. Oh yeah, she's totally her father's daughter. Yeah, for sure. Chewy's the one that does all the AI.
But the best of it, the Ariston, is in Heraclea, right? In the Pontus, right? This is Pontic aconite. That's the best stuff. Okay, Theophrastus has already told us that. He's a student of Aristotle. Right now, here's what's cool. Give me the next one from that. He says, oh, look, oh, here, this one just butted in. I'm sorry. What did you say, Nicander? Look at that first line. Hey, those of you who want to know, here's the formula. Are you ready? Here is the divine communion. I'm showing it to you, people. Look at the first line, that last word. It's circled. Pur. This is the fire of Medea. Colchian Medea. This is her fire, right? When she comes, when Lady Babylon comes with that cup, that's when you know, Christians, put your mark on. Put your mark on your head. He's not going to take you. It's just the way it is. It's in the text, baby. Let's bring up Jesus. I say, we need Jesus. It's 7:58, right? In my zone. We need Jesus. Bring up Jesus. Go ahead and take us all the way down to
There's
Jesus.
the cup again.
Yeah, this is Matthew. And what was that? This stuff was all supposed to be fulfilled by the prophets, those people who were on the drugs in the first place, right? This guy's going to cause us to, he's going to heal us, and he's going to cause us to not have any sort of illness, right? Right? What is this guy going to do? Right? Go to the next one. He's going to tell us, hey, whoever believes and is baptized is going to be saved. And those who don't, they're going to be judged. That's him right out of the mouth of Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Now tell us, what do you mean? Who are the Christians and who are not now? And I'm issuing a challenge to those of you who watch, to the sisters of frustration, to those of you who watch because you secretly wear those monks' underwear.
Sister frustrations are watching. So one of the comments says, always happy to peer into the bottom. The darker the bottom, the better.
I want you to see what a real Christian is. Are you ready? And all you dogs in the congregation, all you wolves out there, keep barking, baby. Keep barking, because this is it. Look, go to the next one. Well, who is that Christian? Yeah, there are certain characteristics, right? Right? What are these people going to do? They're going to cast out demons. They're going to cast out demons in my name, and they're going to what? They're going to speak in these new languages, right? Because you haven't heard this stuff. You mean, is that tongues? Yeah, it is. And tongues is not a current written language? Nope, it's not.
Okay, so as far as I can tell, the only two that have went public with their Greek since taking classes from Ammon is LH and Maddie. And this has like been 3 years in the making at least. And I don't know when Neil left, but I mean, when Neil left, it seems like he was doing better than what Maddie and LH are doing right now. And I'm just wondering why there isn't more. If this is to teach the Greek and really get people into the text, why is there not more successful students? Is it that hard? Like, they told me the graduation rate was only 3%, and that really broke my heart, and I got depressed about it. But it just seems odd. I mean, I know why, but I have to talk this way. It just seems odd that there's not someone that can read it. And I think Neil said one time that he's teaching them to read his version the way he twists words and sees words. The question is it intentional or is it just not knowing the Greek well enough itself?
And what else marks these Christians? What else do Christians do? When you go to your church this weekend and you're standing there in your evangelical church waving to invisible Jesus, right, and praising, and you got your hand out and people are swaying, yeah, and oh, we love you, Jesus. Do you do this? Because if you don't, you're not a Christian. Go to the next one. What is it? Oh my God, you're going to raise up serpents.
So if you do this, which seems like he's hyping everybody up to do this, then you are a Christian. And that would make sense when Neil said he was a Jesuit. Makes complete sense to me.
And you're going to drink thanasimon. Thanasimon is the word that we keep saying on the medical side. That is those poisonous concoctions that are meant within the mystery to put you into a state of death and bring you out into new life. You'll be able to do that if you are a Christian. Those of you who are sitting there, your faith is meaningless. Your faith is meaningless if you are not raising up serpents. If you are not taking a communion that is a death bringer, you're not a Christian, and you're not doing it at dawn. And it's probably why you are a member of the Sisters of Frustration. Your faith is meaningless, says Jesus Christ. Right? What does the devil insist on? Honesty. Honesty. You want this, don't you? You want it. Go to the next one. And then I want to yell at the crowd. That was it. Pull me up. It gets my goat that I kept people for so long. It gets my goat. Hail, Penelope. We love you,
Okay.
Penelope. She's so gorgeous.
Sorry, I had the mic muted. That is twice he said Sisters of Frustration in this video. And it's only been 2 years since I left, but it was on summer solstice and it was orchestrated. It was a ritualized orchestration. And that's what they do to sacrifice and to basically it's fresh meat. And it is a sacrifice of a reputation, a mind, a body. That is the type of feeding they give with the sacrifice. And I've known it. And so when he's keep bringing up the Sisters of Frustration, he's reminding you to hate me.
I love her goatiness. I love her goatiness.
Now remember who Penelope was in Greek myth, right? Wasn't Penelope the one that cheated on her husband when he went away?
Give you an opportunity because we just have a couple of minutes and I'm going to play us out with our exit. But I want to ask people in the audience because I want people to know. I want people to know that I'm paying attention. I go back and I read your comments. Chewy, are there any outstanding comments that we need to put in there? Yeah. How about that one? No. How about that one? What does that mean?
Good.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Are you okay? It sounds like you're having fun. I like that. Yeah, that's Ruby's fishing. Have fun, Ruby. Fantastic. Go. Oh, look at that one. Look, what's going on here? Now we've got something, right? You seem very attached to text. Who is that out there? Yeah. I can smell it. Yes, definitely. Whoever it was, I hope that you were talking to. Maybe it was me. I hope they are attached to text. What do we do here? We defend the muse.
Yeah,
right?
thank you. I figured it out.
We want reality. We want historia. We want Cleo, the muse. We want her. Yeah, love it. What's it? Give us another one. Ooh, was the wine made and bread fermented by the yeast carried by a woman in her lady parts?
Where
she got
is
a picnic
he?
up there.
Where is he? He's not banned. Hey, Zach. It's good to see y'all chatting. I'm sorry I'm missing it. I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention.
That is
It's
not
a
who did that.
decode.
LC. That is not sexy, man. That is not sexy. No, this is not you're not making love to lunch, right? Oh my goodness. People, we got to bring back the sophistication of this right. We can't it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable.
You failed at the sophistication of the right. This is gross.
Nobody is going to be brunching. Yeah. I like the question though. Good question. Go up. Always, yeah. Oh, look at this. I love comments like that. Where's that always be real? Yeah, put that up there. Who is this? This is the Tim you know. Is this the true Tim? I hope this is the true Tim because I've been waiting for the true Tim. He came and then he left, and people were prophesying someday the true Tim shall return. He's the one I hear. He's the one always happy to talk for real. That's right. That's right. We don't, Satanic Congregation, we don't talk for fake. Right? We want the real. Go up. Boom. Get us another one. Just get, oh, look, give me that one. Oh, this, yes. And we love you too, Ruby. We love you too. Look at the spreading of the love. That's good. Don't get too comfortable out there, right? Love that. And do we have anybody saying I'm going to hell? Please, please, is somebody say I'm going to hell? Just put it up now. Somebody in the comments so I know you're listening, right? I know you're listening. Put, you're going to hell. Please. Oh, here's one. Go ahead. Put that one up. Oh, ha. Never saw it before. JFC. Yeah. Oh my God. Can we print that up there? I hope we don't get docked for that. Jesus applying the Christ to the little boy in the graveyard. Yes, right? Wow, that guy's whacked. That guy's whacked. Yeah, that's why we're all here. We all know it. We all wanted to see Jesus get arrested with a naked boy. Isn't that amazing? Can you imagine we have that in our history? Jesus Christ arrested with a naked boy. Oh God, it's the more I think about it, the more it causes my stomach to turn. Now listen, if somebody tries to sneak in, whoops, are we up? Yeah. Now listen, if somebody tries to sneak in,
He kept saying that
don't
was
try to sneak
rocket
in. Chewy's vigilant. I'm
radiation.
telling you. Chewy's vigilant. Okay. People, I just did. In all honesty, I want to say it's nice to be able to read your chat comments afterwards, and I take those into serious consideration when there's serious stuff there. You know, a lot of times it's just fun, but enjoy it, love it, and I love that stuff. It's gorgeous. I wanted you to really see tonight those concrete texts, so that you can have an understanding, so that you can see the Jesus Christ who is walking in antiquity, and you can bring him forward, and you can see the Jesus Christ who is out there now. And you know, unless we're gonna really piss off the queen of democracy, that Athana, I think we should start paying attention to the blood. Yeah, let's protect those vestals, those things that are in a place that they can grow and blossom. Let's protect those things in life. That's the side that we should be on, right? Otherwise, you know, the watchers can only take so much. They can only take so much before Nemesis kicks everybody out. Thank you for coming tonight. I hope that you've begun to see with the eyes that the great physician can give us. Hail Satan.
Shooting love in your direction, in the section. Hold the dildo in the people's faces to call out the nemesis.
How gross. Hold the dildo in the people's faces. What the heck? What the heck? This is gross. Look, tell Marcel I'm looking. I wanted to go and show you all a bit of what Snappy was doing, which also is not holding himself accountable, nor is Dion. It's really, really sad. Let me stop sharing so you don't have a peek of my inner world and my history. There it is. Oh, they're gonna open a portal, y'all. That just makes me feel all kinds of good. Don't it make y'all feel good? We got Snappy and this lady that I've never felt easy around. She used to cause a lot of trouble back when she come around 2 years ago. So yeah, they're doing a ritual. They're gonna do a ritual.
And also bearing my anger. That's a big part of it. To release those emotions, give back to the earth, and transmute like a seed to grow into something beautiful and better. And while I'm doing that, encourage everyone at home or whoever's watching, turn up. Candles, anything, oils, incense, have your best time, project out your best life for all human beings so we can all have some fun at this time.
That's beautiful, Dion. I wanted to ask you a little bit about the title here, Revenant. You know, like when I see it, I think just the returning, but I also think of that movie, The Revenant.
Yeah.
And then also it seems to be having something to do with necromancy. What do
Sure.
you intend by the Revenant?
Sure. Well, coming from the word revenant, to come back, to return, to come to life. That's Zongbeto, the guardian spirits of the nights. We've talked about that before, our Egungun.
The spinning guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This deals with a revenant in its worst case form is a vampire or a zombie that's come back to life. And its best case form, it's our ancestors and guardian spirits. And so, but it's also not just a spirit coming back to life. It's a spirit of your life, or it's a type of spirit of celebration and joy, getting that good old feeling back, of good old fashioned love and having fun again.
Right.
Do you see what they're doing? They're like throwing party into this, and they're not addressing with seriousness what happened underneath their noses. Ashes. Text me his YouTube handle because I'm not seeing it under blocked. Marcel's not blocked as far as I can tell.
Right. Yeah, because we really need this, you know? Go ahead, sorry, Dion. What were you going to say?
Small warning, my device is overheating, it says. I'm in the sun. So that's why it's the power hour. Because
right.
To protect them or
Here we
your
go.
relationships or
Adjacent edition.
Okay, so what you're all about to hear is them having conversations to the congregation as if they were teenagers. We're having a conversation that maybe we should have had 2 weeks ago, 2 months, 2 fucking years ago. But no, we're having this now after several women have been harmed.
well, that's where I feel right at home, you know. That's what we're trying to do when we run into any kind of problems is we roll up our sleeves and we stick our hands in the dirt and we cleanse ourselves with water and smoke and light and
oops, he's overheated.
Right. I'm sure he'll
no.
be back in a little bit.
Oh dear. Yeah.
and
like
that's the
California's
point of spiritual
Yeah.
training. The spiritual
I've had a
training
voodoo
is not so you
initiation
can.
too. I've had my voodoo baptism. So yeah, we're voodoo sisters, Leslie. We didn't even know.
Yeah,
There we
man.
go.
Beautiful.
Mm.
What were you saying, Leslie?
Well, so spiritual training is it's not about, you know, sweating it out in the meditation session. It's not about sword fighting in the snow. It's about the integrity formed through those practices, so that you have a home to return to when things get out of balance in yourself or your relationships or in your spiritual community. But we do start knowing that everything that happens here on planet Earth is going to be 50-50 light and dark, period. We're not expecting anyone to be right all the time. Nobody is right all the time.
Do you hear this? Immediately out the bat, right out the door, everybody's light and dark. Immediately dismissing a crime, in my opinion.
And so there's no king of voodoo. It's all just humans. And the main thing is we come back to what are we doing here? We're trying to serve the earth. We're trying to walk softly on the planet and serve the elements and serve the spirits. We don't talk about dominating and
I think we should serve one another, honestly. I think we are our brother's keepers. And if you take care of each other, the world will be took care of. This is crazy.
Controlling egregores or manipulating the amulet. No, we get in alignment with
They're in alignment. They're not controlling egregores, okay? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
the elements so that we can be of service to nature. And we hope that our own human nature should be aligned with nature and should be aligned with the elements. And the theory is that if we do that well enough, then we'll all get along, you know. And then when someone is in danger, we will have the wherewithal to protect them and figure out what happened there.
Well, yeah, we need to talk about something and address something. So the big reason that we're coming together today is because there was a community event or a series of community events that unfolded, and they were on one hand extraordinarily positive, but on the other hand they were extraordinarily negative. And there was an abuse. There was a person who was essayed, to use the YouTube appropriate terminology. And this is something that we need to talk about and address and approach as a community. And we need to heal and think about this and how we can actually face these things when these things happen. Because the reality of the situation is, whoever this person was, we were led to believe over the events that this was a decent person. He had been friendly to everyone. He had given everyone no signs of being untoward, including the victim, right? And it's these kind of situations that become so difficult to process. What do we do when it is a person who's kind and loving right up into the moment of abuse? And then how do we as a community learn to try to recognize abusers, heal from these kind of things, you know, when it's almost impossible, right? Like, these are the things, it's such a confusing event, and the community is reeling. And I wanted to bring you two elder women, especially, because you know these kind of things and can speak on them far better than I can. So I
Yeah,
would
how
love
to
hear your
create
opinion.
sex positive community
Yes.
that is also safe.
Yeah.
Ashes, tell Marcel to message me his handle so I can get him in the conversation because he's not on my blocked list. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. We have had these sort of situations happen several times in events. Like I've hosted events for 350,000 people. There's practical things that we do, like we make sure that everybody who attends an event signs a disclaimer, and in that disclaimer, it very clearly states that no sexual misconduct will be tolerated, that consent must be given verbally, right, for all. You know, we have no judgment on sex, but sex must be consensual. All forms
And
of sex
every
are
step
okay.
of the way, you're getting
Yes.
repeated verbal
Yeah.
consent.
Repeated
every
consent.
step
And
of the
I'm
way.
very, very happy to share that it's become a bit of a standard in Australia now, this document that I made for events where everybody has to sign this document before they physically attend an event. So, you know, if anything does happen, we can go, you actually knew that this was not okay. Now, there is no excuse. I know, like you've told me what happened, and there is no excuse for what happened. What he did was wrong, right? This was wrong, and it has nothing to do with the event. And we have to like disassociate the person from the event.
It has nothing to do with the event. Did you hear this crazy Australian woman? Did y'all hear this? Okay. All right. Sound effects coming.
Oh, bitch.
I had to, y'all. Had to.
And quite often, these sort of people who are predators are narcissists. They come in, they know how to charm, they know how to be nice, know how to win people over, they know how to put you in a state where you don't expect it. And worse, they know how to put you in a state where you will doubt yourself and doubt what has happened. Like, oh my God, this person couldn't have done that. They're too nice. No, it's the behavior. It doesn't matter how nice the person is to start off with. If they commit that behavior, it is not acceptable under any circumstances. being a magical community, there's heaps we can do. I mean, on a Hermetic level, there's also Mars. Doing a Martian working, invoking the god Mars. He was traditionally not just a god of war. He was the protector of women, and he protected women. Any woman that got raped in those sort of circumstances would be invoking Mars, invoking Martian energy, because not only did he protect them, he would bring justice as well. So at this late stage,
we could also invoke, Circe or Alexandra. We have that temple of Alexandra in Sicily, which was for all women who had broken marriage and were fleeing from abusive husbands.
Marcel, if you're in the chat, I gave you a wrench, just so we can see you. Yes, she is full of her own ego. This is a lot of stuff. It is a billion times better than Ammon, but it's also something that needs to come out. Should have come out a long time ago. You all should have had. I mean, there should have been great safety provisions for all this, knowing that all this stuff was happening and gonna happen, but it's not. That's the guy is not connected. It's not related. She's so whack.
No, they're powerful energies that we can bring. I'm sure you know some too, Leslie, but it's a beautiful idea, right?
Yeah.
Well, it is, but before we get out there, let's just talk about like actual,
Right.
people have to practice saying no. You have to practice saying no, or it's very difficult to say and then people have to learn how to.
How hard is it to say no when you're 7 sheets to the wind and you've been smoking all day, or you had a friggin' edible? How friggin' hard is it going to be?
Stop drinking. You have to know when it's like, this is the drink that I'm not going to have another one, right? You have to know how to hear no and how to recognize no when you see.
Yeah, but that's not what's going on over on Ammon's channel at all. It is one righteous Bacchic frenzy over on Ammon's channel, and you're getting shown all these pictures that we know he is using to program our brains.
See it, because no is not just fight or flight. If you're not getting slapped, it's not automatically yes. If the door is closed, it's not automatically yes. If the person is not running away, that doesn't automatically mean that they want to be there. There's also freeze and fawn. If someone is frozen, that's no. It's a no. Their body is not reacting to you. If they're fawning, oh, I'm sorry, that means you get up and go, buddy. You're not welcome. Freeze and fawn are also no.
But your leader is preaching all kinds of weird drug cocktails.
When you're drunk and all revved up, it might be difficult to discern, but it's actually not. It's actually not hard to figure it out. You have to, first of all, be in connection with this person. You're about to be intimate. Are you connected to this person? If you're not, then don't. If the person looks like they're wasted, why would you do that, right? Just pull yourself together, man. This is not difficult to figure out. And so I've seen a lot of comments from a lot of men who think that.
Look at her. She's just pull yourself together. Just figure it out. Just read body language. You have to be intuitive to read body language.
This is hard to figure out. And if it's hard to figure out, that's no.
Yeah,
if you're wondering if it's okay, that means leave.
Only hard to figure out if they're thinking with the smaller head.
Exactly. and if you're thinking about how much you can get away with, because let's face it, we're all horrible people. We're only going to do as much as we think we can get away with. Women, we can't get away.
Wrong, honey. No, not everybody just goes out and does whatever they want to do and try to do as much as they can as long as they get away with it. That is wrong. Not everybody's like that.
With much, so we look like we're a lot better. We're not,
No, but this is why, like you're saying, we all need to be continuously getting consent from our partners, right? And having that open dialogue and that open level of trust with this understanding that you want to put your partner's safety above everything. And as long as that is your main concern, then, if there's any kind of doubt, any kind of no, then the session ends and it doesn't begin until either clear consent has been given or until you
An
believe
invitation.
Yeah.
Preferably, it's not just yesterday. It's an invitation, and
Exactly.
You know, Angel, I love how you can pierce the veil because that's really what it sounds like. I'm having a hard time too, Stoic, but it says bringing awareness to a lot of things. So, Marcel, can you not chat? Can you still not chat? I made you a mod, so if you can't chat, then I have no idea. It's on your end. It's not on mine. Yeah.
and
Clear
yeah,
dialogue.
maybe take some social interacting to understand when it's time to leave.
Right.
Yeah. And if you're not sure, check, and check again. You know,
Or just leave.
Where would a girl go if she was 3 sheets to the wind and her friend abandoned her at a party? What would happen to her then? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Are you sure? Like, but even if somebody says yes, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? Okay, let's proceed then. If you're not, if you don't want to go any further, tell me no. That they're the visual. They're
You know, when you've got a raging, a massive amount of energy coming from your loins and you're 3 sheets to the wind. This is just, I don't know. How do you even approach this? This is insane.
auditory cues that everybody, male and woman, should know, because women can be sexual aggressors as well. Yeah, and like, yes, like you were saying, Leslie, the responsibility is on both parties. But if somebody is obviously no longer in control, then that doesn't give you the right to take control of them, right? So, in other words, you go, okay, let's get some help with this person, put them in a safe place, and we will continue this at a later time. When they can consent. Right.
Well, this is also the thing, right? Like, okay, you don't just go in and engage in like high role play BDSM with a new partner. This is something that you gotta like have dialogue with. You gotta engage with, But hopefully, we're hoping that people,
Listen to these two. The way of Aphrodite is to take a stranger to bed for a one-night stand. Okay, let's keep that in mind. That's part of the initiatory rites, by the way, that Snappy told me he did. There's 3 paths. Snappy said he did all 3. Okay.
having a bit of fun.
Usually you want to pay someone if they're just a dead stranger and you want services. that means this is a transaction. Okay.
Yeah. My point is that there needs to be, there needs to be a knowledge of your partner, and you need to know a person. And
I'm actually starting to see why these 3 are such good friends, honestly.
you need to be sure of a person. And it's if you're engaged in like a one night stand, then you've got to be doubly concerned about a person's consent.
Definitely possible to be 100% present with a one night stand.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
And like high level BDSM is not different. In fact, in that community, there are even higher standards that you have to.
Yeah.
Right. So,
BDSM community is
one of those higher
standards
is probably not on day one.
No, it can be on day one, but everybody knows the rules and the rules of consent when you participate in that
Those
community.
people come with papers.
They come with papers. Those people come with papers.
You know, I'm reminded.
I don't understand that. Yeah.
I'm reminded of a movie.
Yeah.
A movie called 51 Shades of Grey, where the couple had to sign a contract agreeing to the terms of the sexual relationship. And I remember thinking this is goofy, and a lot of people thought it was goofy, but
No, it's not. No, it's not at all goofy. It's very smart. But I would say that if the terms went into the BDSM area, you better make sure some of your next of kin had copies in case anything happened to you.
something in that, and it deals
Why
with
not?
dialogue, conscious dialogue, asking for what you want, accepting boundaries, exploring boundaries, but it's all about consent and respect. If there's no respect, don't even do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's why we make everybody.
I love that aspect of this. Go ahead. You finish.
Sorry, that's why we make people sign that non-disclosure agreement at the start. So there is, neither side can say they didn't know the rules. Because it very clearly talks about if you don't want something to happen, say no, and if you want something to happen, make sure somebody's saying yes. So both sides have got the rules. They've read the rules, they've signed the rules. All right, so both sides know. So somebody can't come back later and go, oh, but you said yes earlier. You know.
But also, we gotta make sure that when we're dealing with contracts, that we remind ourselves too that this is not a binding anything. This is just another form of clear consent. And if someone removes consent at any time, then that contract is not binding. I don't
Consent
care.
can be revoked right in the
Exactly.
middle.
In the
Mhm.
middle.
The days where you had to
Absolutely.
wait for him to finish are gone. It's over. It's not a thing.
Oh,
My,
and
my
her,
point is
like,
that it's all about clear dialogue. We need to ensure that clear dialogue and that a understanding of what is expected, what is desired, what is okay, what is not okay. You know, these things are difficult when you're engaging with something that's new, but as long as you are listening and you set clear boundaries and you affirm to each other's boundaries, there should be no problem. But we all have to learn to say no. And when we hear no, to listen,
yeah,
even if it's a
yeah,
bodily no. Like if you have the slightest doubt, then you pause. It doesn't hurt you to freaking pause. You know?
exactly. And double check. Like, I
Yeah.
can be a very sexually aggressive partner for men and women. And if somebody goes, you go, is this okay?
I can believe she can be that way because she kept trying to get in my server under different names and she kept trying to message me on Facebook and I told her to leave me alone and she just wouldn't leave me alone. I wouldn't have none of it. Because to each their own, but I am not about that. Mm-mm. No, ma'am.
Are you sure I should proceed? You know, and you just check. Again. You know, and if you're not sure, you check again. Right. And if somebody is out of it beyond control,
MK's the word right there.
we're not doing a
MK.
Bill Cosby here. Right. You know, Bill Cosby drugging people, that's not consent. If somebody, you know, if you go into a bar to get a woman drunk so you can take her to bed, that is not consent. Right. You want to take that situation where somebody is still like, there's a huge difference between having a couple of drinks so you relax and then somebody being so blotto they can't control themselves. Right? And that is taking advantage of somebody, and you shouldn't do that. You know, if you use any sort of substances during sex, you know, it should never be to the point where the person is no longer in control of themselves. Right? You know, and if they want to participate in paralytic sex, then that should be something that is definitely discussed way before that ever happens. Right? So no form of sex is wrong as long as it's discussed and there is clear consent. All the way through.
You know,
Absolutely.
going back more to this event, I think a big thing too is it's really important that we as a community try to look out for each other.
Right.
And one of the things that I've been in talks with several people and that we're going to be working towards establishing are single people who attend the events can make themselves known. And then there will be people.
You got to have buddy.
Exactly. There will be buddies and people assigned who will come in and just check, just take a look. Hey, are you okay? And then at the end of the night, they walk you to a cab or they walk you to your hotel or wherever you need to go to be safe. Right? These are
Or
little
they
things
walk
that we're gonna
you
work
to your
towards.
date and they say, well, if you ping me and you want to get out of there, I'm coming.
Yeah, we had a situation up here just a couple of weeks ago, and it was one of the lovely ladies up here, her 18th birthday, and three of the girls decided all they want to do was go to a nightclub. So myself, another lady who's my age, who's 63, went, okay, we'll go with you guys, because we're friends with them. We didn't want to go to a nightclub, but we went with them and we watched them. We watched over them. We were their guardian angels. We watched from a distance, and it allowed them to be able to enjoy themselves more. One of the girls was a martial artist. So, you know, it was like, and they were very attractive girls, right? So as soon as they walked in, they had these guys jump on them straight away, want to dance with them. Fine. We went to another club, they followed. And as we went from club to club, these guys were getting more aggressive. And then myself and my friend eventually went, time out, we're taking the girls home because these guys are getting too pushy and the girls are getting too out of control. So you can actually, by agreement, in Australia, we have a tradition called the dry driver. So if somebody goes with you to watch over you to drive,
he's naughty often.
You pay for their meal, you pay for their non-alcoholic drinks. It's just polite, and they'll watch over you, right? So you know you can do that. And if you've got an older friend who's pretty cool, let them go with you. They've got a bit of a sensible head on, and they'll watch over you. It's not bad to have a watcher in a group. It doesn't have to be buddy, but it can just be like one watcher that watches out for people as well.
No, for sure, absolutely, right? Makes a lot of sense. But this is the thing, right? We just have to try, you know, it's so difficult when you're dealing with predators because predators ingratiate themselves. They do everything possible to make themselves seem like they are welcome, right? And they're not welcome until they, they're welcome until they cross that line, kind of thing. And this is the
when they sneak in that gray area of
right,
we haven't been clear.
yeah, right. They sneak in that gray area.
Then there's also the drug piece. Not everything that looks purple is Murex.
Right.
What the hell was that anyway? I'm sorry. It's $3,000 a gram. There's no way he was handing out Murex. It was probably,
no, he wasn't.
God only knows what the fuck was in there, right?
He had Murex shells that he had crushed up, and then he was giving people like barely the bits. I don't know what he had.
What the hell is anybody thinking? Taking a random powder that a stranger gave them.
Yeah. What did they say at Woodstock? Don't take the brown. What was it? Don't take the brown.
They are blaming her. Can y'all believe this shit? Oh my. Whoo, they blaming her again, making the girl look bad. Y'all are good at making girls look bad.
Don't take the purple stuff. Do a Woodstock. Get up there on stage. Yeah. No, never take a substance, one, unless you 100% know what it is, and two, you have the antidote.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're going to take a substance, take it with you. Make sure you know what it is. Don't get it there. Right? And secondly, have the antidote for it with you. Just
it wasn't even a substance. No one was taking it. It was just dye that this guy had. Right? Like he was handing out purple seashells. People are making something out of that it isn't. There were other drugs that people were doing, but these were what people were doing privately. So yeah.
Yeah, bring it yourself. It's your responsibility.
Right?
That's true. Yeah, don't take it. But like anybody's, like whether people were taking it or not, or doing anything with it silly, you honestly don't know what it is. So be really careful. Whatever you do with it, don't put it on your skin. Don't you just don't. You just thank you very much. Yeah, let's go. Put it away. Yeah, because
Yeah.
It could be like there's lots of stuff that can get in your skin. So you don't want to even put it on your skin, touch it. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have a look at that later. Thank you.
There's all kinds of roofies. And there's that special nail polish that's the thing is that it's a sobering reality that no matter where you go, that might be useful.
Yeah. And a watcher for the evening can sit there and watch it, like for a group of people can watch your drinks, just put all the drinks on the table in front of them and they can watch your drinks, make sure nobody comes near your drinks and nobody distracts them. So
as long as you can trust the person watching your drink.
Somebody walks up to the table, you just put your hand over the other person's drink like that. And I'm sorry, I touched the top of your drink, but hey, it's safer than getting roofied. Yeah. So, yeah. But post, I think we're dealing with the post situation now. I think a lot of people do know these rules, even though they forget them when they get excited. But now we've got to deal with the cleanup, the mess. We've got to deal with the emotional mess, the physical mess of what's happened here. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to be honest and talk about it, right? And say exactly what happened. I do know that the victim is okay and they've been taken care of, that they're in contact with the lawyer, that it's proceeding ahead and that everything is being done on that end. They have given Ammon permission for whatever Ammon has been doing and they are pleased with what Ammon is doing. So I do know that much about that.
I
what
saw
you
the
make of
band
that is up to you. But
yeah, well, I saw the band show and good on him. He's sticking up for that girl. He's come out swinging, and
right.
In Australia, we very much respect that. He knew that show would get taken down, and he still came out swinging. Good on him. Yeah.
What do you think, Dion? What do you do with your hoodoo ritual?
Oh, the poll is up. It looks beautiful. Let me show you.
Gnostic was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still watching or not, but yeah, I'd like to see what he had to say about this and his audience too. And even Danny Jones, it'd be very interesting to see what Danny would think. Not that I'm vouching for this coming up, but Danny did take Ammon to the larger world.
If you can see right here.
Wow.
Put fabric on it. We put flower water on it in the garden. It's buried. And so I love that we have the feminine elder energy discussing the pros and cons of love, of being human, of growth. Thanks for coming on. So that's what we wanted to do, was just discuss it openly. heal. How do you heal? By discussing it. You know, healing ourselves, forgiving others, but still asking for justice.
Yes,
So,
you can. And we certainly can ask spirit for justice as well, right? And protection for the future. So
Yeah.
I might just, while you guys discuss it, I might just open a portal for spirit to come in
That's
behind
true.
us, if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah.
And so now Dion's got his Potatimbo set up over there and his portal open. I'll open mine over here.
Oh, beautiful. All right. And you're doing a hermetic working, Shay? Who are you invoking?
Yeah, well, at the moment, I'm just going to use like what we call the harmonic sounds, which are essentially the Greek vowels, right? And I'll just be saying good morning to all those guys up there, right? But I think maybe Mars is appropriate for what we're doing. I know it's not a Tuesday, but maybe.
Why are you invoking Mars, the god of war? That's fucked up.
Mars would be appropriate because traditionally he's the defender of women in these situations.
Yeah. If you believe that's appropriate, I trust your judgment. You know, you know the hermetic magic.
Has anybody ever read that about Mars being the defender of women?
That's your field.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Love it. Wonderful.
So, Snappy, what do you think about, you know, how do we get here? Was there a certain amount of toxic dude broism that was tolerated up until now, and that's why this person thought that they could get away with it? How do we do this? We've all been saying it over and over that you don't get access to the magic unless you're willing to hold a virgin inviolate. If female consent is at the foundation of any of these practices, and you absolutely are not going to get any magic if you cannot honor a woman's honor. You know, there's nothing for you here if you want to push that boundary, right?
Absolutely. And, you know, this is something that absolutely fundamentally needs to be stressed. And it's something that we have talked about ad nauseum here, but I feel like in many ways, you know, some people don't address it enough, or it's not clear because of the use of certain language and the use of the intensity of presentation. But the reality is it's all about, you know, we talked about this mythic allegory of the
Exactly.
the open sesame, right? Open sesame, right? Most famously, this is talked about in 1001.
This was why I left the group, because when the server myth and lore got bum rushed, there was like, it grew to like over 300 or 500. Like, it grew really fast, a lot, and there was people like just swarming in there, and the women were coming to me because I was the only female mod. They were coming to me complaining that they were being mistreated, and I had a problem with it. I took it to Snappy. Snappy started having problems with questioning my mental stability, and I said, if you do not supply a place for women to come and feel safe and to be able to learn and grow and have community, I'll go make one. And that's when I opened my server. I started my server. That's why I have a server. And they hated me for it, and I was gang stalked and abused for it. So no, they do not honor the women whatsoever. They turn out carries.
One nights, but this is a very old magical image, and it relates to the sesame plant and how it explodes and it bursts in a radical energy all at once, and it cannot be mapped. It just happens in the spring. It happens at will. And the idea with this image is it's supposed to be that it's akin to the goddess. You have to wait for that energy to come and open and blossom for you, and it will come in that radical intensity. And there's no way to make it come any other way. If you try to force it open, you won't have that magical explosion. It won't
you have
be
to get
ready.
in alignment with nature instead of trying to make nature conform to your schedule.
Exactly. You have to wait for her. And this is fundamental. We see this time and time and time again too, right? You can't just go take the cup. You cannot lift the veil. You cannot cross the threshold. You must wait for the goddess to allow you in. There is this.
Okay. So why isn't this what Ammon's talking about? This what you just said, Snappy, is totally opposite of what Ammon has been pouring into these heads that have been stuck on the throne.
This idea that you begin in the eros of distance, pothos, and then you move into the reciprocal magic, the aneros, right? But again, when you move into that aneros, not only is it reciprocal, it's initiated.
This is a tour, heavy metal band tour, and there's like two parts of it. The first part is when something really bad happened and a woman was assaulted, sexually assaulted, and I believe that consent was manufactured, but that's just my personal opinion from looking over, everything I've heard. I do feel like it was a manufactured consent.
By her.
And all of the pleasure
Oh, and the second part of the tour happens on August 7th. Yeah.
is in the nuance.
Yeah, right? It is in that dance. It's in the pothos. This is why when you see these mythopoetic images, it's always about the pothos, Bacchus in adoration of Venus, Krishna in Radha, right? There's that distance that cannot be overcome, right? There's that magical love affair. And we need to come back to this and focus upon this and remind ourselves what is important here, right?
And then how do you get to that magical eros,
Right.
And it's
Right.
not by pushing.
No.
Yes or no? Tell me. No, that ain't it. There's no magic there. There's no chance for the orgasm to expand into something beyond itself. There's no extended orgasm. It's all in staying in that in between, riding the crest of the wave. It's a very subtle thing. You can't stay on top. You can't even stay on top of a surfboard like that. Oh,
right.
Make it no. You conform to nature.
Yes, Janius. One of you mods, please drop a Janius link in there so you can see the band. And yeah, I didn't want to promote them, but it's Janius, Januis, I believe.
Become more vulnerable, more elastic, more resilient, and less of a thug. And then maybe you'll be able to do magic, or heaven knows, even have an orgasm.
Look at her. She's like, just relax. Quit being a thug. You might be able to have an orgasm. Oh, Lord. I smell a loosey-goosey.
Wow. What do you think, Shay?
I didn't quite hear most of that because I was a little bit zoned out over there.
Beautiful.
We lost Dion again?
Yeah, we lost Dion again.
Oh,
yeah, he may be done. We'll see.
Yeah. I sort of got a little bit of what I think Leslie was saying, in that, you can't force consent by yelling at it. But yeah, the responsibility is both ways. You must remain in control of yourself. You must say no, right? And then the other side of responsibility, whether you're male or female, right? Because females can be aggressive with men, females can be aggressive with females, and men can be aggressive with men, right? And men can be aggressive with women as well. So no matter what shape this takes, right? And some of the saddest situations I've seen have been where supposedly straight white men have forced themselves on women in transition, right? So, and they feel that they have the right to do that, and that's, it's really conflicting for the victim on that, because they feel like, well, I got dressed up to be attractive, and then I attracted this.
Sure.
Being attractive and attracting that is not what you were there for. So it is very much about owning your own power. The Martian energy. So I don't have a statue of Mars up there, but I have a statue of Horus, who is the Egyptian equivalent, and I've pulled forward Sekhmet as well. They're very much about, if something goes wrong, you embody their strong energy. So there's nothing wrong with being strong as the receiver of sex, right? So you've got to have the strength to be, if somebody does get aggressive with you, to just go, whether it's in person,
I
on the
did know
phone,
that.
hang up the phone. If it's in person, oh, sorry, walk away. I didn't realize you were going to be like this. I'm walking away from it. And that's a strength. That's a power that the person needs to embody.
It's an intense thing, though. It's scary because there are many people who feel, right, they submit rather than.
Rose, just say the name. Yeah. Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Receive violence, right?
The freeze reaction. And that can happen, then you're not trying to make it happen. You can want to scream and the sound won't come out of your throat. You can want to run and your body won't move. This is a natural trauma response, and it can happen to anybody, even a martial artist, But the more practice you have, the better chance you have of being able to express yourself when you want to.
Yeah. Practice saying no. You were so right when you said that, because we don't even want to get into those sort of situations. We want to say no way before that happens. So, that's traumatic to even be in that situation. So, if you hang up the phone, you walk away, as soon as the person starts to be aggressive and pushy, and then, that's your own power responding to their power, and embodying that Martian or Sekhmet energy will help us do that. See, because the way of looking at the gods, and you even see this in the Greek philosophy.
Does she dare even talk about Sekhmet energy at this point in this conversation? I don't know what to say about this, because Sekhmet's energy is not sexual. It is, but that's like really low on the list of things that Sekhmet is most notorious for.
Philosophers is that there's portions of all the gods inside us, and we have to do this theogony of embodying that portion of the gods. And then there's the portion of the gods outside of us as well. So we see those aspects of the divine in nature. So if we have been a victim, then what we're going to have to do is take in some of that energy that will never allow us to be a victim again. Right? And go, okay, now I'm strengthening that, because all of us have been victims.
So Fenris, I think it was Marcel that called them like a Timu version of oh shit, what is that? I'll think of it. Sorry.
Some point. And all of us never want to go there again. So it's about strengthening that situation, seeing the problem before it arises as it's coming, removing yourself from the situation.
Deftones.
If you have a look in history, the times where there's been massacres has been where the population has decided to dig in and stay rather than remove themselves from the violent situation. Right. So if, and in history, the ones that live are the ones that leave, like they actually get up and leave. Napoleon went into Russia and there were no Russians left in Moscow, and what happened to Napoleon? He starved to death. All his soldiers starved to death because they just took everything and left. And Napoleon ended up becoming the victim, even though he was the aggressor. And we see these historical lessons over and over again. Take your power, and power doesn't mean dig in and stay. Sometimes power means leave. I can see the situation turning bad. I'm going to leave. Right? Yeah. Doesn't mean we have to. Sometimes it's like, yeah.
Right. Exactly. That's the point.
Dion's back.
That's the point. So it's on the guy. So why aren't we really, really talking and thinking about this situation? Right? Where's the meter here? It's like it flips flop back and forth.
In the kitchen. What do you got in store for us now?
What you
I'm
cooking?
going to cook up some pasta, fideo assasan, which is the burnt pasta cooked in tomato sauce. I got special pasta here.
Yes.
It's called
There we go.
Igli,
Ooh.
Sleep token.
artisanal pasta. And so
Nice
the
shape.
spirits are hungry.
Yeah.
You got to feed the spirits, and celebrate. That's what we're doing.
Beautiful.
We're celebrating. We're dialoguing, healing.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Trying to grow into move on in a healthy, positive way. Right.
Yeah.
In a way that is worthwhile to continue to refine and to love.
Yeah. One of the things I loved about voodoo was the cane spirit. I think I still got some cane spirit up there somewhere. But yeah, you just, every time you do a ceremony, it's like a little bit for them. Oh, and a little bit for me. Oh, and a little bit for them.
Why are they talking about so much magic? Why are they talking about, are they trying to intimidate Are they trying to intimidate with all this magic talk? Because they're not doing ritual really. And I don't know. It's just, I'm not happy with any of this right here.
strong drink and strong food makes them stronger and makes you stronger. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But no,
Tobacco, popcorn, anything that goes to the next world and back, anything that is transformed in nature when you're heating it or cooling it, it's all food to communicate to the gods.
cane spirit with chili. It's good.
Evil bull.
Yeah.
Oops.
But what I want to know from you ladies in all this is like how, the healing process is such a difficult one. What are the best ways in which we learn from this situation? How do we prevent these things from happening again? How do we honor that feminine spark? What do we take away from this that happened? Right. And that's what I don't think this is about any single person or anything. This is about trying to recognize how we can make any space that we're a part of more safe and protected for people, right? And how we ensure that we're not about this,
Yeah. Have a consensual agreement that everybody signs, a disclosure, which means they're going to look after themselves, not just sexually, but if they fall over and they hurt themselves there, then they're taking responsibility for not, for being a klutz. The people are going to protect themselves, right? And that's what you want to start off with. You're saying to people right from the start, we expect you to be responsible for yourself, right? And by doing that, you're not shifting the blame to the victim, but you're asking the victim to be empowered.
Y'all see how much Dion's worried about it, right? What is he doing? Is he concocting a spell, or is he eating lunch? I can't tell. What's he doing? What is this about? It's so distracting when trying to focus on how to keep the community safe.
So, you're potentially removing a person from victim consciousness, right, to start off with. And there is a lot of ingrained victim consciousness in our society. The way that for it to not happen again to that individual is that she must empower herself and take responsibility for it never happening again, right? She can see situations coming.
Right.
She can make sure that she doesn't get that touch. She's not in control. If she doesn't know somebody, don't 100% trust them until they've earned trust. This is a thing I get from working in Asia. They think Westerners are absolutely dumb for trusting people as soon as you meet them. They think it's the dumbest thing in the whole world. They don't trust you until you earn their trust. Right? You must earn trust in Asia to get it. Right? And it's like forgiveness. Like we give forgiveness way too soon. Earn forgiveness. If somebody's done something wrong, and I've heard recently you telling me about somebody apologizing to you and really wanting to make a difference, that's amazing. They really want the forgiveness that way. I'm sorry, just forgive me. No, they haven't really earned forgiveness that way. Because if you forgive them just because they say, sorry, forgive me, they're going to hurt you again. So wait till somebody earns forgiveness. Wait till somebody earns your trust, right? But certainly go to the gods and start to embody these empowered female energies. If you're a female, you can if your Mars energy is great for illness and strength, and there's plenty of times when I'm around my girlfriends and they need looking after. I put on my Mars boots and do that. I look after them. If there's no male protector there, I'll be their male protector. And you need to be able to do that. And you've got to be able to call this out from the inside of you. There's nothing like I love Kali. Kali is the protector of my family, but she taught me this lesson. Kali Ma is the mother. She is the gentle, loving mother in India that will nurture everybody. So many people.
Kali Ma is what happens when, I forgot the name of the other goddess, has had enough and she starts taking the heads of men. Yeah. Kali Ma is not the nurturing mother. She is the off with their heads, you're about to be decapitated motherfucker. That's that energy.
In India love Kali.
That's Kali right there. Behind him. That's Kali. She wears a necklace of skulls. She has a belt of skulls, I think. She stands on a pile of skulls on top of Shiva. She stops his mass destruction. She causes him to chill the fuck out. That is not a nurturing aspect of the feminine. That is the devouring, destroying aspect of the feminine.
Right? She's the mother of all the gods. But she's also that energy of the deer that will kick a wolf to death if it comes near her cubs.
She absolutely pulls from whatever wheelhouse she thinks is going to suit her narrative. This is absolutely insane to me.
Her fawn, right? So she, she's got that gentleness, but that strength that just can go berserk in a minute. And until you know that you can do that,
Exactly.
you will never be safe in this world. You have to learn to embody that energy as a woman, right? You have to. I have so many people come up to me. Like I used to go out with Stuart Wilde. Do we know who Stuart Wilde is?
No, who's Stuart Wilde?
Okay, he wrote maybe 50 books in the early New Age movement.
No, and you're right. Fraud null and voids any contract.
But just before he died, he wrote a book and he put me
This
in the
is
book
not legal
called, and
advice.
called me the Angel Shay Shay, right? And he went, she's scary.
No, it
Right.
don't.
And he was the one that actually explained to me that when sometimes I walk in a room and people have a negative response to me, it's because I've learned this energy, and this strong energy can make people who are victimizers not like somebody who's strong, right? And Stuart loved it about me. He loved taking me in the room where people were victimizers and watching them cringe, right? But every woman can do this. Every man can do this. Every person can do this. Pick a god, pick a archetype of strength and embody that strength. Work on embodying it. Work on embodying a piece of it that you can, so that every day you are stronger.
Yep.
Every day you say to yourself, I'm getting stronger. I'll never be a victim again. Right? In fact, I'm going to help people. Not, you don't want to be a constant helper either, because people who are constantly helping end up being victims as well, of the process.
Exactly. She knows just enough to be good with word salad.
Helping, but where I can, I will help people. Where it won't hurt me and I'll be a victim. Yeah. So, this process of just getting stronger. Yeah. And I think, from what we discussed about my childhood, Snappy, in the previous interview with you, it was a really important lesson for me to get. Otherwise, I'd be dead. Right? There's no two ways about it. And I nearly did opt out, because that was one option.
Yeah.
Don't want to suffer anymore. I either die or I get stronger. So I got stronger. Right? And every person can do that, man, woman, or child. We can.
Yeah, it's heavy stuff, right? We can't find ourselves into that
Oh,
victim,
God.
falling into that victim energy, right? It's really, really important that you avoid that, because it becomes that self-fulfilling prophecy. You view everything as out to get you, and then you start to attack before, you lash out first. You anticipate anger where there is none. That's what the victim does, right?
Yeah. And one of my friends says, there's different things happen. Why don't you reply to the trolls on Facebook? I don't need to. They are proving themselves to be trolls. I hold my energy. I hold my dignity. There's no
I'm
need to
telling
reply
you,
to a troll on Facebook.
The last thing on my mind tomorrow is going to be coming back here to see what the comments were. It never crosses my mind.
Good.
Now, if there's something important, I figure somebody will bring it up with me.
You know what's sad is not even knowing who it is you're talking to and who's listening. You're not looking at the comments now. You're not going to be bothered then. That's sad. That's fucked up.
But you got to be working overtime to get offended at comments. You got to read the comments in the first place. You got to be all ready to get huffy. You know what I'm saying? And any of us can fall into this, because we're in our kitchen, we're in our living room, and we're on the internet. We're in what physically would appear to be an intimate environment. We've been interacting online. We feel like we know each other. Oh, hell no, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't. Right.
And really, should you care what they think anyway?
Piece of shit, and predators hate that. They really don't like that. And so, for example, I was on the Myth and Lore Discord for a hot minute, and I got straight out of there. You know why? Because what's up with a bunch of dude bros that say they're worshiping a goddess, but they don't respect women? What is that?
Snappy, that was your server. You owned it for a long, well, it did belong to Perot. And then Perot handed over ownership, he said, to Dion, and then Dion handed over ownership to Snappy, and then Snappy lied on the Sean Atwood channel when Ron Swanson interviewed him. He said that Myth and Lore got deleted, and it's not been deleted.
That's weird. And it was no fun to be in there as a female.
Yeah.
No fun
Yeah.
at all. And it's not interesting and it's not cute. Nobody likes that. So what are we doing to create a situation that makes women feel comfortable? How come you don't have any grandmas or aunties on the scene?
Oh,
Well,
that's
maybe
a,
you haven't made us want to come over.
Yeah,
So, you have to be able to include actual women. If you want to say that you're worshiping the Great Mother, regular moms have to be comfortable with you, or you're not doing it. You're just putting us up on a pedestal, and don't nobody want to live there.
Yeah, about 10 years ago, we used to have a problem with newly immigrated Lebanese people going to nightclubs and trying.
It's killing Snappy. He would rather be doing anything right now than this. Look at Dion. Dion can't be bothered. Oh, I'm listening. I'm here.
To victimize women. But if you're in a nightclub, all you had to do is they grabbed you or tried to. You turn around and you go, do you have a mother? I'm someone's mother. Do you have a sister? I'm their sister. And they it's sort of like the light comes on in their eyes. It's like, oh, so sorry. Okay. Yeah. And
what you're hearing is you ain't gonna get away with that shit here. Don't even think about it.
Yeah.
But
So,
most people have it ingrained at some point that they ought to be respecting their mothers and their sisters. But keep in mind, these people have been violent with their mothers and their sisters first.
Yeah, quite often. Yeah. But the thing that I do wish for the poor person that's gone through this, the poor lady that's gone through this, that this becomes her stepping stone to being stronger. Right? Rather than, it become a thing in her life that everybody goes, oh, poor her. It's like this becomes the moment where she steps into her power and becomes the warrior on the horseback.
We have to respect her, whatever she tells us. Whatever she
Thank
says
you,
this
sweetie.
event it is for her, because I've met women who were empowered after such an experience and then others who were shattered.
Destroyed. And it's okay to fall apart.
And
you don't have to be strong right away. Like Shay said earlier, you don't have to forgive anybody right away.
No,
and you're also not obligated to be angry. Yeah.
But no, this is exactly what I'm saying. I hope she did, I hope that this
physically where we break,
I don't want it to crush up.
We have a chance of being stronger there.
I don't know,
if we get it adjusted. Of course, if the bone is set wrong, then it won't be stronger there. But if we get the right healing, if we, every time something shitty happens to me, I take a bath and some live plants, some salt in there, get a massage, get somebody else's eyes on it, and get a reading. You reach out and you get support.
Right. Dion's making my mouth water. I've got yoga.
Yeah, man.
There you go. That's mine.
Now, I want to get your perspective as outsiders, because people want to know about the perspective on Ammon and what Ammon has to say, because the event that occurred was centered around the band Junius and special guest Ammon, and many people there, including the.
It was not centered around the band. It was centered around Ammon. That is why everybody was together. That is the Pied Piper. That is the ring leader.
Perpetrator and the victim were there to see Ammon. And people are trying, I want your perspective, and I'm trying to paint it as neutral as possible, right? Ammon has very controversial, radical opinions that deal with a lot of intense stuff. He's been accused of things, right? Even though he has been exonerated, he has been accused, and people have their opinions on these things. Very strong opinions. So
people are entitled to their opinion as long as they keep it to their friggin' selves. All right. So it doesn't matter whether they were there to see Ammon or Junius, or if it was a B&D event, or if it was a pagan event, or if it was a tantra event.
Yeah.
Under any circumstances, this guy's behavior is inappropriate.
Yeah.
Right. It could have been, is it appropriate if he was at the showing of, Dion mentioned 50 Shades of Grey before.
Exactly.
That he did this to a girl at the showing of, at the premiere of 50 Shades of Grey, because the movie's about that. And hey, that's what we're here for. And she's drunk. So no, that's wrong, what Ammon has done is he's come out in defense of this woman, right? He hasn't tried to defend himself with this. He's come out in defense of the woman. I watched the show, and he's named and shamed the perpetrators.
No. I heard him blame her to a degree, and I have a copy of that show, and I do plan on airing it at some point. I don't know when I'm going to do it because I have to work, but I will be airing that as well.
Which is, he knew was going to get that taken down, and good on him, for doing that. But whether it was, the Potato Eaters Association of America that this happened at, it doesn't matter what the venue was. It is unfortunate.
No, and it does happen at everything like that. It happens.
This is so dismissive. This is so dismissive. Let's look at the guy. Let's not look at the reason all this come together. All these strangers come together. Let's not look at the fact that there is an initiatory rite called the Way of Aphrodite, where you take a stranger to bed for a one-night stand. Let's not talk about that as an initiatory process. Let's not do that.
The feed farm and the rodeo and the PTA and everywhere.
And Woodstock. And it's unfortunate that this has tarnished Ammon and Junius.
This was a small group of online supposed friends that knew each other for a while. That's not a cult, right? We're not talking about Woodstock. We're not talking about a rave fest here.
Right? But it's not because of Ammon nor Junius. And who would say such a thing? That's craziness. It's the behavior that's inappropriate, not the venue, not the people that were there. This victimizer came to this event.
Let's not even look at the shit that Ammon's been preaching evangelically for 3 years, 4 years, however long it's been. Let's not look at any of that. Let's not look at any of that. Let's not look at how much he talks about incubuses and graping and scopolamine and all the other drug substances. Let's not look at any of that. Let's not look at any of the very highly suggestive, graphical AIs that Chewy's putting out. No. We're not looking at none of that.
And obviously, it was something in mind. I'm going to ingratiate myself here. And he obviously is the kind of person that will target somebody. I'm just going to say this. I know it may not be appropriate, but in Australia, women would say something like, for him to pick on a woman that was drunk, he must have a really small dick, and a really low opinion of his own sexuality, in a situation that's sexually heightened and women, because if he's trying to say that, if it's sexually heightened and women are wanting to go, why pick on the only woman that's too drunk? If somebody else is willing. The most intoxicating thing in sex is when somebody is willing to do something with you, right? That. Yeah, Leslie was joking about prostitutes before.
Oi, oi, oi.
But, somebody walks up to you and whispers in your ear, and it's something that they are willing to do with you or for you. It's like, but when you just want to take advantage of somebody that's beyond that, it just makes
I don't know that in this case she was too drunk.
Yeah.
She actually might have been stone cold sober, and she froze against her own will. I don't know
I don't want
anything
us to
about it.
speculate. Yeah, we shouldn't speculate about the victim.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't
Fair
know.
enough. But
the situation.
Yeah, fair enough. But we're only going by secondhand stories. So
Yeah.
So that's correct. So thank you for pulling me up on that. I appreciate that. But
No worries. We love you, Shay.
Yeah. But even so,
This is so distractive of Dion.
It's about going, like, if it is a sexually heightened sort of thing and people are offering, great. Don't take advantage of somebody who's trying to say no or beyond the ability to do that.
Right. This to me is a very, 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 very human thing. right? And we see this kind of thing happen all the time. The problem is
We are in agreement with our feelings with this woman. Yeah, it's I don't know. She's stalker vibes.
abuse of women. And we have a culture of abuse, right? And it's systemic in every aspect of our society. You know, like we can't have a conversation about some of the Lady Babylon stuff and about Ammon, but to place blame on that in that specific event, it just seems ridiculous to me. It reeks of satanic panic. Why don't you just blame video games? Why don't you just blame movies? Right? We are all adults. We can all consume
Seems
media
that
and
way.
keep our hands in our pockets. Right? All Ammon is doing is talking. What happened to freedom of speech? Right? What, you know, like, I don't know, but I understand that all this stuff is controversial and it does get people all, you know, weirded out. We're seeing this incredible, massive fallout that's happening from everyone around it. And, you know, I don't know how to handle all this, right? It's just so ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It could have happened. Like, there are a lot more sexually charged situations that people could go to. It certainly feels like this person may have perpetrated this on purpose to try and give Ammon and Junius a bad reputation. And if that has happened, then, you know, then doubly we need
I
to
don't want to
ask for
speculate.
justice.
You
If
know,
it has,
Dion can't be bothered to quit cooking to take this serious. He's not even taking it serious. You can tell. He don't care.
I'm just saying, if it has, then doubly we can ask for justice if it has. But if I mean, it could, like I said before, it could have happened at the Potato Growers Association meeting. You know, this is something that occurs all the time and is not specific to this. It's just unfortunate that it has happened. You know, it is a one-off situation that's happened. And we certainly know that this is unfortunately something that happens in lots of nightclubs around the world all the time. Right. And I think the way it's being handled is it's being handled well. That's the most important thing. People aren't running and hiding from the victim. They aren't victim shaming or blaming. They aren't trying to put it all back on them. You know, it's being dealt with in a proper, legal, honourable way, you know, and, you know, in a heroic way. You know, he's come out swinging for her. You know, good on him.
Not that I know of.
He's not trying to hide. He's not trying to run away from it. He's trying to help the victim, which is good. He's not condoning. I don't know why people would have an issue with Ammon or Junius over this. You know, what are they doing to help if they're whinging?
It's, you know, it's always that issue of the narcissism of small difference. And they're looking at what Ammon says in the text that Ammon reads, and they're judging him based upon that, upon proximity, right? He's pointing
in proximity about what he reads. He is a myth spinner. He is spinning myths. He is making it up. He is talking it out his back of his neck.
At the wound and saying, "Look at the wound," and they're saying you're infected. You know, and it's a weird thing, but it's very much a human thing, and it's something that we see all the time, right? And it's a hard thing because how do we have a relationship with controversy and controversial ideas, controversial texts? Right? Texts have an agenda. Some texts are ugly. How can we approach this? Right? I don't think it's appropriate to ever, you know, silence anything completely. And there's a need, even when things are filth, to be able to understand it. Like, for example, something like the Marquis de Sade. This is a text of zero value in one aspect, right? Because it is pure filth. But in another, it is a very human text that we need to confront, to recognize.
Oh, I see what we're doing. We're going to look the filth straight ahead. We're going to look it straight on. We're going to take it on, right? And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it and talking about it and talking about it until our brain is rotting from it.
Nice, you know, human nature and the reality of human nature. You know, so banning that doesn't do anything either. Right. No, but how do we approach these things in a way where we can be adults? Like, how can we have, you know, and it's like, if someone gives an intense performance, is that somehow now, are we going to vilify them and string them up and turn them into some kind of demonic?
But that's the thing. If there's already too much pushy bro energy, and that's the problem, we're going to want to get softer and more vulnerable. We're not going to want to get caught up in the pushback. I'm also going to be a pushy bro then. No, that's not what we need to restore balance to the situation. We need to get sober. We need to get honest with our feelings about this is sad. When we get jump right to anger, that's dude broism. First,
Yeah.
feel that you're sad, you know.
But responding to trolls online, I mean, what Ammon discusses, if people are after something that's sexual, there's stuff online that's way more sexual that people can a lot more easily access and understand than what he's doing and saying. I only just got that some people might be saying that what he is saying online is sexually stimulating. It's just like, really?
You remember on the Sean Atwood interview with Ron that he accused me of being anti-drug and a TERF, basically, and because anti-gay, and then trying to start a satanic panic, like me running around trying to talk to people and telling people what I was seeing going on. I was part of like this Christian far right stuff, like MAGA or something. He was putting me in a MAGA association and saying like I was trying to start something like the satanic panic. Jesus. It's horrible.
I didn't notice it was like he's just talking about things in ancient documents and
No, he's not. No, it's a good thing you're on the other side of the friggin' world, lady.
processes that people used in the past. He's talking about crimes that people have committed. There's nothing sexually stimulating about.
Well, there is a
What? There's nothing sexually stimulating about what? That's all y'all talk about. That's all Ammon talks about. For sure, that's all. And that, I mean, I don't know where she's been. Maybe she missed a lot of stuff, but this is highly sexually charged materials. And if it's not in its origin, that it's something that he is making it very highly sexually charged. And this comment here, there has been a multitude of servers. I knew of 4, and 2 or 3 of them were deleted. I don't know how many there is now. There's few.
We have to be honest, there is a deeply uncomfortable nature to some of the, I respect them and I appreciate the art that they do, but it is provocative and it is made to make people uncomfortable. And we have to be honest about that. And there are many people who are offended by what Ammon and Shui do. That's just the reality. But
well, they can be offended in their own little corner.
Right. Right. I don't know. I don't know. It's a wild situation.
It's one of those situations like internet trolls. The unfortunate thing, and if Dr. Ammon is listening today, Neil is not worth commenting about anymore. He's actually getting likes and views of what Dr. Ammon is feeding him. He's getting Neil real estate on his shows. The worst thing we could do to that person is cease to discuss him. He would cease to exist if that happened. The only way he's still getting views on his shows is through creating conflict. That's all he knows how to do. And if
is she for real right now? Is she for real right now? She has not looked at any of Neil's research publications and video productions, and I produce videos very similar to his, not as good though, and that takes a lot of fucking time and work and a lot of creativeness. You got to get creative juices going. So here it is they're just putting out to their audience to keep the narrative going that the only reason Neil is even talking about this stuff is because it's like she makes it sound like his channel's dying and he's grasping at straws.
Everybody just stops talking to him, stops talking about him, stops replying to his troll-like bullishness, he will go away. He won't have a show anymore.
Oh my God! You hearing this? Are you hearing this?
If he's making bad comments about Ammon, would anybody really take them seriously? And if that's all he's got to say of interest on his show anymore, oh my goodness, then he's got no content. So just let it die, guys. Honestly, what Ammon is doing you know, you're entitled to your opinion about it, but just keep it to yourself. You know, and that's it. I mean, people are going to disagree with the things that I'm saying here, right? And you've got the right to write down and express it in the comments down below. You can say anything you like about me.
Put it in the suggestion box.
That's right. Doesn't mean I'm going to read it. And if I do read it, guess what? I'll probably just laugh. So it won't have the effect you think it's going to have on me. So I really hope.
No, but it does get really hard when people go to the extremes that they do, and they vilify and they attack and they purposely use this hyperbolic language in order to turn someone into parody, right? And it's one thing when we're talking about a text. It's we're talking about mythopoetic figures, right? Whether real or imagined.
All right, so we're talking about.
Okay, Neil. Thank you for stopping. Thank you for hanging.
What people are trying to do to Ammon.
Just in general, every side I see this from. And it's not about sides, right? This is the thing. It's like part of this is also, it's just so nonsensical to me. It's like, I'm not on anyone's side. I'm not following anyone. I am friends with some people and I went to a rock concert. Okay. I enjoy some person's content and I help them moderate their YouTube. Right. You know, I don't even really study the Greek because I'm dyslexic and not good. I'm far more interested in the literature, the English literature. You know, you guys watch my channel. What do I do day in, day out?
Yeah, I love your stuff.
Literature.
I love your stuff.
You flirt with the muse and you bring us lyric poetry.
Or I hang out with Dion and we talk about wild, weird conspiracy, you know?
So when somebody can't get to the person they want to get to, they will try and attack people close to them.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, and that's what I feel is happening to you, Snappy.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not about you, but you've got to you just ignore them. Honestly, just ignore them. Yeah, like I am a blonde 64-year-old woman with big boobs. I know what people making a caricature of me looks like. It's easy.
Thank you, Neil. Enjoy your walk. Thank you for your support. It does offer a great deal of protection. I don't know if you know it or not, but it really does. It really does. And I honor you so much. And I will not let anybody speak ill of you. But if you're in the wrong, you know, I'll tell you you're in the wrong, and I think you're in the wrong. But I won't let anybody disrespect you, nor will I let them run you into the ground in front of me.
For me, you know, it's like I have a target painted on my back. But you are a loving, soft, gentle person that only helps other people. And if they say anything about you, they're just going to look like dicks. It just makes them look bad, my darling, because you are a beautiful person.
Is she for fucking real? She's on the other side of the world. She never met him. God, she is a pick-me. She's a pick-me. Such a pick-me. God almighty.
Person. You know, it's like I'm abrasive. I'm aggressive. You're not. And people can have a go at me, and I don't care. But you are a lovely, soft, gentle person. So when people have a swipe at you, it's not you that looks bad.
No, I know. Live and let live. Right?
You know, they're making them, if they're stupid enough.
And this is radical. It's radical. Images of men cooking, images of men gardening, men reading lyric poetry and getting emotional about. Let's normalize this.
This is the second video that we were watching. The first one was one of his Dark Harbor talks, where I'm showing you all how he preaches in code, and he's myth making, he's myth spinning, and he's programming brains, remember, because he tells you to sit on the throne, which means to be on many drugs.
Because guess what? That's hot. That's what women want to see. We don't want to see all this. Rah, 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 rah. He said, I'm going to hit him harder than he hit me. No, we don't like that. Nobody likes that.
No, you don't like cavemen?
We like your cooking. It smells good from here.
What I did was I made Tuscany kale.
Stop it!
in cooking sherry from Spain, and then I'm making a fideo, which is a pasta that you burn. You cook your pasta in hot oil first before you boil it in tomato sauce.
Wow.
It's called fideo or pasta assassin, the assassin's pasta.
You just continue to impress me, Dion.
Dion is passionate after farming is cooking, right?
Well, all I'm encouraging is gardening, playing music, cooking, loving.
I did not know he was bad news until Ashes, until I met Ashes and got to be friends with Ashes, and I was telling Ashes about my story. And that within itself was to me, I think it was a whole setup, but that's a totally different stream. That is a very long, totally different stream. Yeah. But I know now, thank goodness.
Forgiving, that's the energy. Because everyone's getting so turned up. It's like, well, what about a regular life? What about day to day? Just living a good life, a good lifestyle.
That's right. And that's what spirituality is. It's living day to day in your best self. It's really
and that is invoking arrows. It is invoking the muse.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
That's magic shit right there.
Yeah.
Right? Real magic shit, living day to day, continuing in generation, seeing the beauty inherent in all things, striving for refinement, right? We pick up and we continue. We look at our life and we strive
Good.
to be
Now,
better
glad you're
people,
laughing.
whatever that means in an ever refining moment, right? That's all that exists, truthfully, is the moment, right? And the past, which we can reflect upon. But, the future is never here. All we got to do is try to face the now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But honestly, my love, if people are having a swipe at you, just ignore it. Honestly, I know it sounds like a cliche to do that, but they are making themselves look so bad. There is nothing that you need to do. You just need to hold your energy, empower yourself.
Oh, so are you telling me that Snappy's been getting a little nervous because the heat is on the streets?
And let them show themselves fully for what they are. And they're being a dick. Yeah. And a very little one at that.
But I did want to, this isn't about me. I wanted to this
I know,
stream,
but
it's not about
we,
the drama. This stream
but
is
we love
about
you.
trying to, I know, I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm glad that you guys went there and cheered me up. But the reason why we came here is to put the violence to rest and to try to heal from something and to acknowledge what happened and to really think about these things and how we can be beautiful people and be good to each other as community going forward in other ways, right? And it's just so sad when these things happen, and it's mind-blowing to me because
Absolutely, allegations, absolutely, from more than one person, absolutely, the allegations have been made.
Get this, there was a group of people there, but I'm pretty sure David was among them, and we were talking, and me, I'm waxing poetic about what? Not lifting the veil, right? Honoring the muse, honoring the feminine. And I was crushed when I heard what happened, because it's just like, I don't know this person at all, but they were there. And I felt in that moment a kindred connection. And I thought that we were sharing some beautiful understanding. And then it's all violated,
That's what
and it's
narcissists do. That's what narcissists do.
I know, but we have to, there's a need to heal from that and to come back to that core, which is protecting that which is sacred, love, and striving for love. Love must be our foundation. Love is inherent.
Paula, you're so smart, woman. You are so smart. She has called out so much of Ammon's stuff too. She sees this myth spinning as programming, this brain programming. Absolutely.
Things, right? That's what we gotta be about, no matter what we're doing, right?
Yeah, you can't let the bad behavior of one person stop you being you. What you
and
did
you can't
was
let it
beautiful.
turn
See
you
you
off,
later,
because also
Angel.
we get grossed out, and then we don't touch me. We can't let it turn us ornery.
No, I know.
That depends. Bori is the one that made the butterfly beat, and he has just held on to that like you wouldn't believe. And there's a lot of questionable past about that dude. But yeah, he made AI videos of Neil just bashing Neil. It is horrible what these people do with the meme magic.
If I was at an event and you were there talking and somebody had done something and you were thinking about not doing the event, not talking to these people, not being like that anymore, I'd be devastated, right? Because that makes it a double rape then, because that person is then affecting you so much that it's going to change your behavior. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do that. You can't let this make you the victim.
I mean, it is a grandma thing. It is an old lady thing to be
Yeah.
with your heart open and
Mhm.
also no longer dumb enough to trust everybody. Like it can sound like opposite instructions, but
Hi,
it's not.
Amber.
You can deal with reality as it is and also have an open heart.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Just because there was one bad banana in the bunch, everybody else there would have appreciated what you were doing and had a connection with you. You know,
It was a beautiful
but no,
time, right? This is
yeah.
part of the
And
thing that makes it so difficult, is that we had such a, it was like outside of a few moments, right? The experience was so magical, right? Like
Mm.
Dion and I got to meet for the first time. You know,
Yeah.
that was beyond special, right?
I thought you guys
Yeah,
like met
fantastic.
more. I
Yeah.
thought you guys had spent more time together.
Well, we've been
Now,
hanging out off and on for almost 5 years, a little over
oh
4
my
years,
goodness. Oh my
you know,
goodness.
and we actually got to meet in Chicago. It wasn't like this was just okay, like we were excited to see Ammon and to see Junius, but it was really
Mm.
about the community. We were seeing many people. We were coming for, we were coming for each other, and there
Of
was so much
course.
going on, you
Of
know,
course. Of course.
and
Well,
that's what makes something like this special, right?
yeah, no, but when you meet somebody for the first time, you must be cautious. You must.
Mm.
Like, it's like you opening your heart and
Why are we not bringing up the fact that she was basically abandoned by her friend?
doing what you do is good. But like, put it this way: if I'd flown from Australia, and I did think about it, flying from Australia and going there, one thing that stopped me was I don't have somebody there with me, right? And I'm a strong person. If something goes wrong, I don't have backup that I know I can trust and rely on. Like I knew you were going to be there, but it would have been the first time I'd met you physically, right? And
Right.
Dion and everybody. And I want to, I'm so jealous now. I want to meet you guys. I really do. But,
Oh,
you know, trust
God.
is built over a period of time,
It's
right? Yeah. And throwing out an open invitation in a situation like that, yes, you're going to attract the good people that all want to get together, but there will be insurgents. There are people that go along, whether they're sent by the government or just ordinary people that go along to these events to be disruptors.
Mhm.
So that's another reason why you have to be cautious at these events, right? Is because disruptors do come when they're an open event, right? That's why you have some events that are open so you can meet new people and include new.
So she must have heard that I had mentioned that I might go to the second half of the tour. Imagine that.
people, and then you have some events that are closed,
Yeah.
where just people that have already had some interaction together can get to know each other a bit better. Yeah.
Right.
So,
But this
yeah,
is
so-
also, part of the problem, right? Like we've discussed this, right? We're dealing in a society, of post-pagan collapse. The spiritual communities that have survived, they either are a shell of what they were and do not offer initiations, or they are systems of control if they do. And, and it's like we have to do the hard work of trying to rebuild these kind of things for ourselves. And that is such
Yeah.
a difficult thing. I know you're doing
and-
that in Australia, Shay, right?
Yeah.
You're doing that. You've done that too, Leslie, but it is
Yeah.
a very difficult thing.
Oh, but we were running the Church of All Worlds here for a lot of events for the Church of All Worlds here in Australia, which is Oberon, based in the US. And
The Church of All Worlds? Did she say? I got to rewind this. Hold up. You just let people talk long enough. They'll tell you everything you want to know. Just let them talk.
Right? We're dealing in a society, of post-pagan collapse. The spiritual communities that have survived, they either are a shell of what they were and do not offer initiations, or they are systems of control if they do.
Oh, they don't offer initiation. So you teach the path of Aphrodite, do you? Mm-hmm.
And, and it's like we have to do the hard work of trying to rebuild these kind of things for ourselves. And that is such a difficult thing, I know you're doing that in Australia, Shay, right?
Yeah.
You're doing that. You've done that too, Leslie, but it is a very difficult thing.
oh, but we were running the Church of All Worlds here for a lot of events for the Church of All Worlds here in Australia, which is
The Church of All Worlds. Hold up. I'm going to look it up.
Oberon, based in the US. And the government didn't like that. They sent people in to deliberately pull that apart.
Right.
Right. And I mean, we were starting to have some really big events, but because it was not mainstream, it was anti-Christian. You know, we weren't anti-Christian. It just wasn't Christian. You know, it was definitely a full you know, it was not what the mainstream wanted. You know, and they've wanted to get rid of marriage celebrants. And there's been we can certainly see the move there. But the groups are still there. Like I could send you to Oberon.
Oh, Oberon.
In the States now, and he would welcome you with open arms and open.
Oberon Zell. Yep, I know him. I know his wife. So I think the Church of All Worlds was created based off the fictional book Robert Heinlein's Stranger in a Strange Land. Now, Stranger in a Strange Land is about the boy from Mars that comes down to Earth, and he teaches everybody how to love. And then there is a ritual where you make somebody a water brother, and during that ritual, you take them as a lover, and then eventually everybody becomes a lover, and everybody sleeps with everybody. But it's a good book. It is a good book about love, but it's also about a lot of polyamory.
Open hearts, and they still have events over there. We still have events here, but I mean, it's not just about the fact. I mean, there was 2 events over the last 2 weeks that were open events here that I'm not running. But it also gets to the point when you get to a certain age, you don't want to run an event anymore unless it's something that's really special to you. You just don't want to be like societally obligated to put on a yearly event that anybody can come to, and they take it for granted. They don't appreciate it anymore. So, you know, you don't want to keep pushing and doing those sorts of things all the time. Yeah, when I have events, I want them to be really special for me, you know, something that I've put on because I think it's like when I bring a speaker out to Australia and take them on a tour, it's something I really want to see and participate in as well. You know,
absolutely.
Not just somebody that will come out and go, well, you just did what you should have done anyway.
You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that at all.
What are you whinging about? You know, sort of like, well, you're not coming back again, are you?
But you know, so many people in our community are extended friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is really, you know, loosely extended friends. But people are feeling very raw about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
How do people find hope? What do we do going forward?
Strength.
You cook a good meal. You work on your flowers.
Some of that right there.
You say I love you to your brothers and sisters and your family and things you care about. Yeah. You focus on the things you care about. Really.
And the good guys, not the bad guys. Focus on the good guys. Like in that group you were speaking.
Don't look at the bad guys. Let's not even look at them. Let's not talk about them. Let's not shine a light on truth. Let's not demand any form of accountability here.
To Snappy, how many people were listening to you? How many people did you have a connection with in that group that you were talking to? It wasn't just him.
No, there was a good 4 or 5, you know.
Yeah.
Focus on them because they're good people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
True.
One asshole
animals and children and trees.
They are laughing.
We all got assholes. They're all good. Yeah. They're always going to appear every once in a while. Right?
And so that's the thing. The internet is a war for your attention. They want your attention. If these arguments and these dude bro conflicts.
I cannot believe they are chalking this up to just wanting attention. They have obviously never been the target of gang stalking. Or they completely find the cult mentality acceptable.
Are taking your attention off your garden and off your girlfriend and off your kid and off your cat. That's on you.
Yeah, or off the muse, right? We're supposed to be in loving adoration, right? Like that's the whole thing with this kind of muse tradition, right? Bacchus and adoration of Venus. It's like we got to remember love. And we got to look for love. That's the trick, right? You look for love. Love is there if you look for it.
If you're ready to receive it, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes, and sometimes, as I often say to my girlfriends who are looking for love over there, while love is being...
Listen, deflecting is the name of the game, and it's part of Darvo. It's the D in Darvo. It is the D in Darvo.
Offered over here. Sometimes it's better just to be loved. Then go looking for the love. And Snappy, I don't think you realize how many people love you.
I appreciate it. You know, I needed to hear it. I don't want to make this stream about that kind of stuff, but it's been a dark moment, you know. It's hard. It's a hard moment.
And that's another piece that we've been talking about is that we don't okay, leadership is okay, but authority is bad for people. If you give someone authority, you're not doing them a favor. You're not probably even getting their approval. You're just making them uncomfortable. There should be no absolute authority. There's no king at the top of anything.
No,
Not of any healthy
honor
community.
reason, right? We honor reason. I will always remember, you know, one of the first things Ammon ever said.
This Leslie is just, I don't know. They both make pagan women look really, really bad. And it's bad. It's still putting victims at blame and shame.
Sent me was a quote from Cicero that said, you know, don't trust your teachers, basically. all of them are kind of false. And he was like, what do you say? He's like, look, Pythagoras, the greatest teacher of all time, who they worship like a god, not correct. Yeah. So you know what you do is
it's always been about Snappy. It's always been about Snappy. The moment he went off the interview with Ron Swanson, him and Ryan Seven did a stream so they could have digital therapy, what I call digital therapy, where he was going through all this stuff. Maybe I didn't give her enough attention. Maybe she's just too sensitive. Are you for real, Snappy? No, you ain't. You couldn't be real. You need to be real.
Honor the spirit of Pythagoras and you trust your reason, you know, and that's what it's about. Trust your reason, walk your own path. All of us are individuals, right? This is about learning to know the self. There is no orthodoxy, right? To think otherwise is ridiculous.
What I've been doing
my friend, if I could say one thing real quick, my meal's done. I'm going to go eat this nice meal. I want to say I love you to all people. Blessings. I hope everyone has the best time of their life, even if.
Yeah, Dion. You know, Dion told me one time that he was a porn producer. That's why his bedroom was like all made up to look like Mr. Lover. Hey, if you go back through some videos, you'll see that there's like this greenery tapestry or wallpaper. It's like, yeah, that whole setup. That's like the doom room, I guess you could call it. It's just he could give a shit less. He could give a shit less about what happened.
If you're enemies and whatever, let's get along for today. Tomorrow morning we can wake up and be mean again. But for now, I love you. Have fun. I'll see y'all later.
We love you too, Dion.
Bye, Dion.
Right. We might as well wrap up here, guys.
All right, I have a suggestion.
Yes,
what I'll do, I will send you a working from the Greek Magical Papyrus about Mars. The one that I do with my group as an initiation. The current group I'm doing Hermetics with haven't done Mars yet. So let me have a look how Mars is aspect in the sky. I think it's coming up. I think there's a good aspect coming up for Mars. And what I suggest is maybe we hook up and do a Mars working. And if anybody in the community wants to join in and do a traditional working from the Greek Magical Papyrus about Mars, that they can join in. And we can send this energy out for healing, for strengthening the individuals, for removing victim consciousness, for protecting the group and making sure these things never happen again. Is that something that would you like to do that?
Send me some messages. We'll organize it. We can do it on our 2 channels. That would be beautiful. What do you think, Leslie, about everything?
I think that's a great idea because we want to invoke and model healthy masculine energy. We love masculine energy. We love Mars. Some people don't. Some people are like, ew, Mars, stick it over there. We don't need it. That's fine too. Scroll past. But
you're going to worship the god of war while saying, let's not look at the ugly. Let's not talk about the negative. Let's just love while worshiping Mars. What kind of dualism shit is that?
But for those of us who are quite fond of masculine energy, like all 3 of us, and why not do an invocation for that to be positive, warming, safe feeling, fun feeling thing.
I often have a discussion with people. They go, I don't like Mars. I go, but do you like the Archangel Michael? They go, yeah.
Exactly.
It's the same energy, guys. It's
Exactly. The Bearded Lady song that Lilith wrote for me. Somebody had to enlighten me what that meant. That meant that used to be an old term for a woman that would stand beside gay men or marry gay men so that they could be acceptable in society, while on the DL they were just gay. But the woman was there so that the man didn't look gay. And I was like, wow. So basically, he just pulled in other females after I left. Not that I'm jealous, because I'm definitely not jealous.
the same. It's just the Christian filter on Mars is the Archangel Michael. Yeah. So, yeah.
There
But,
is no Aphrodite without Aries. Two sides of the
Okay.
same coin. Love and
true.
strife. Fundamental
Mhm.
elements of the universe, right?
Mhm.
So beautiful stuff. But I also I
can
just want to end. Go ahead, sir.
I was going to ask you that quote by Ammon, don't trust your teachers. One of the things I'm doing is I'm still trying to teach myself Greek, which my husband laughs about all the time at 60. Why do you want to learn Greek at 64?
Let me pull
Because
up the full quote.
when I'm 74, it'll be harder.
Right.
If you could send me that quote, I do like a calligraphy of some of.
I'll play that song that she wrote. Hopefully she don't copyright it, strike it, because it was written for me.
Greek quotes in Greek that I like, and I'm leaving them around the house. So I'd like to do that in calligraphy. So if you send me
This
that
is
one.
actually a quote in Latin. Just let me pull it up here. You can find it. Yeah, I know it exactly. Cicero, Nature of the Gods. I just got to find exactly where it is. Topos. One more minute here. Okay. And then it should be under teacher. Okay, here we go. All right.
We can play that too.
So let's pull this up. Share the screen. Where's that? Okay. Oops. 1 second. Okay, here we go. All right, is it sharing there? Can you guys? Oh, no, stupid thing. Here we go. All right, so let me read the exact quote here. It says, for the force of reason in disputation is to be sought after rather than authority. Since the authority of the teacher is often a disadvantage.
I lost your sound.
Oh, you lost my sound?
I lost your sound again. Hang on, I'm going to have to go out and come back in.
Yeah. We'll wait. I'll wait.
I can hear Leslie. I can't hear you.
Okay, I'll wait for Shay to read the quote because she wants to hear it. But it's here. It's 1.11 in the Topos text version of Cicero's On the Nature of the Gods. So we'll just give her a second here. But, the point is you all got to walk your own path, and you got to trust your own reason above all else. And, people come and people go in our lives, and people can inform your perspective, but you have to create the perspective for yourself. And it needs to be holistic and evolving, right? Ever refining, You've had some wild experiences with this kind of stuff before, being connected to groups that have gotten a little wild. How do you reconcile when things go south like that? And it's a spiritual community.
Well, it's not like you're gonna invoke Kali without thinking that there's gonna be no destruction. It's not like you're gonna invoke Babylon without thinking she's gonna unmask everyone. Babylon eats hubris for breakfast. She doesn't like it. She's going to show you everywhere you're like that until you cringe so hard that you put your head on the chopping block for initiation because you're so sick of your own shit. That's how Babylon works, right?
Right. That force of justice, right? We were talking about this in private a while ago where, don't just invoke Babylon. She will blow you up. If you lift the veil without asking, now and you're summoning justice while you violated justice.
Wait for
You
her
know?
to summon you. Just
You
wait for
wait.
her to summon you, like the
You wait for
Sesame
her in the
Seed.
silence, right? But yes, Shay, let me show you this beautiful quote here, and then we can
Okay.
wind down here. Okay,
Yeah.
so let me pull it up here. Where's that button? Oh, no. Okay,
Oh.
here we go. Okay, so 411, it says, for the force of reason in disputation is to be sought after rather than authority, since the authority of the teacher is often a disadvantage to those who are willing to learn, as they refuse to use their own judgment and rely implicitly on him whom they make choice of for a preceptor.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Excellent. All right.
And there's more to it where he goes into where he's basically talking about Pythagoras and how, you know, Pythagoreans worship Pythagoras and it's stupid. And this is a guy who's
Yeah.
initiated into the cult of Pythagoras.
Both Jesus and Buddha said, please don't make a statue of me. And they are the most reproduced images on planet Earth.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
people have been
Well,
struggling with just this sort of conundrum for quite some time.
Yeah. Well, I made a painting of Babylon. Right. It's
Oh, wow.
but that was way before I started with you. We ever heard of Dr. Ammon? But she was like, we had a showing in a gallery and they let her be the first thing they saw as they walked in the door at the gallery. So yeah.
I love the cigarette. It's so wild. It gives me Palmavira vibes.
Well,
you
it's
know?
not a cigarette when you look at
No?
it. She's
Oh, what is it?
She's just breathing out.
She's just breathing smoke. Okay. I thought
She's
it was
breathing
an
smoke.
actual
So it comes out of
Oh.
the sigil and she's breathing it
Oh,
out.
yeah,
it
that's
goes
beautiful.
yeah.
I remember you showing me that before when we first chatted, but yeah, that's an amazing piece.
Yeah, she's very alive. So yeah, I offer her some incense every day, but yeah, we can literally make our gods real when you're an artist.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Manifest the Eidolon.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this has been such an incredible, beautiful time. Any final words for audience? Any last thoughts to leave people with to take home?
Oh, I really just want
Sorry.
to say thanks to Dion for the intention and the execution of the ritual this evening. I think we all felt that energy move. I think we all feel more comfortable in our bodies and more
You're welcome.
ready to face the future and build something consciously, you know?
Right.
Yeah, what Leslie said. And to also use our spiritual practices to empower ourselves to move forward in our spiritual evolution, to not allow anybody to
Amber.
victimize us by becoming stronger so it will never happen again. And to not pay attention. Like you said, everybody's got an asshole, and don't pay attention to them in your life. You know, don't give them the attention. Put the attention with the good people who are doing the good things, right? The ones that do make us feel that what we're doing is worthwhile. Put your attention with them. You know, and when you get to be a 64-year-old, you'll decide not to put on events for people that don't appreciate them, and you do the things that you do want to do.
I love it. I love it, Jay. Cold.
Is she for real? We don't put on events for people that don't appreciate them. They're mad that all the hype over the whole concert tour was just, it fell flat on its face because of what happened. Yep. Deplorable.
Beautiful. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Please, everyone, send your love to the victim. Hold her in your thoughts. And remember, peace and love wherever you are. And yeah, we'll be back again.
Was this a ritual? I thought they were going to open portals. This is insane. Okay. So me and I have my own personal issues with Lilith because she literally wrote a full diss track just for me. And she also lied to the congregation and told them that I hexed her. And that's why she got graped twice. And now she has an issue with Snappy. And I don't know what else going on with that. But I do know that when she was in my server, she was, people say that I cause drama. No, I point out the elephant in the room. And I say what other people are afraid to say. And I don't care who I piss off. I do to a degree, but if not before, the truth of lived experiences. So I just really don't want to be around this lady, but I do wish her the best in the world. And this message that
that she's speaking is of sound logic to me. So let's see. Let's listen to her. It's less than 5 minutes. This is Lilith. Now, I'll tell you, my biggest beef with her was that once she tried to say that I was the reason that she got raped. And I'm like, whatever, lady. Karma happened to this one lady, and she accused me of it. And I was like, it was not me. So just because this happened to you, it was not because I put a hex on you. I don't have to do hexes. I don't want to do hexes. I don't have to do hexes. I have seriously watched karma play out for anybody that has harmed me. And she also at one time in my server was bragging about giving her 8-year-old shrooms for therapy because she's like a talk therapist or something. And I was like, you shouldn't be giving your 8-year-old these things. You know? So, and then she wrote that song, and she's got a gorgeous voice. She's very talented, but she's raised Mormon. So that's her mentality and background. But we'll get into this.
I have on my platform in various ways pushed Ammon Hillman's scholarship. Ammon's scholarship is not what bothers me. In fact, knowledge is something we can all be grateful for. And I am grateful for that knowledge that he has shared free of charge. However, It doesn't really come free of charge because he uses the free labor of women and other people, mostly women, I've noticed, to conduct the organizational, emotional labor and structural.
That's exactly what I told her. That was like, she was there right after I left. She knew all this going into it. She knew all of it going into it. So she's giving her version of things I have also told her, which is the things that are actually going on within the cult.
Material labor. Loyalty is demanded, as in, even when people misbehave, Ammon himself included, there are no accountability mechanisms in place. And that's problematic because knowledge is power and is often power over other, and a pattern recognition thing for me. Because as a Mormon woman, men would occult the knowledge and use women to do the actual labor required. I'm hip to that shit. And after 2 years of sort of recognizing my own,
I'm not really sure,
role in these similar patterns that I engaged in as a Mormon, I'm looking at myself wondering, why do I keep going? Because knowledge is power. So we're attracted to that power. But what you do with that power and that knowledge matters. And how you equalize the difference between what you know and those you're listening to and what they know. If you are using to visit people in their dreams and scrying their names. Snappy told me that Ammon does
today.
This. You should get their fucking consent, asshole. I don't care how many fucking Greek words you know, get their fucking consent. Because that's how medicine is really practiced ethically. Now, you say you're classically trained, but you seem to not really read too much on ethics, or you seem to not really care, or you have the ethics of Aleister Crowley and other occultists. Siphon off everyone's energy in the process. To what? Feed your ego so you can be a rock star, bro? You know, so many of us genuinely really cared about the work that you did and do. But there's no reciprocity. There's only a few that seem to get your attention, including Neil. Neil gets more of your fucking attention than the people who show up every fucking day. That says something about you and the way you manage your ego. I digress. That's my to you, because you don't even know who I am. Probably. And you're not even going to watch this, but if you do, whatever, here it is. You were told about how Snappy behaves and how he treats women. You ignored that. But now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe that you're a champion of women who've been victimized? Hyping Liz Cheney, by the way. Stop using women and their rape as a fucking prop for your show, asshole. Our rape and assaults don't exist on the stage of your ego issues. And you know what? Shame on me. Shame on me for not listening to my intuition and speaking more clearly to that and holding more true to that. There are a lot of good people in your server. You have a fucking responsibility, and you are not taking that responsibility seriously, which is the knowledge that you have.
Yeah. D-Love, yeah, she's really something else, right? Like, she speaks the truth here, but there's a lot of other stuff that, you know, she needs to come to terms with other people in the community and make it right.
Okay, whatever. Go do your thing. Go be a fucking rock star, asshole. Well, what more women get raped at your shows, and then you can put that on your show for more views and more chaos magic or some shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on over there, but I don't like what I heard from a friend about how the fuck you treated them. You fucking perv. Fuck you. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. And Snappy runs cover for you. And these people, they can speak if they want to. I'll let them. But I heard from people that I trust, and fuck you.
Yep. Yep. Let's see. Did I stop sharing? I'm sorry. I'm going to get to this song. I'm going to play her song. She's got a gorgeous voice. And when she wrote the diss track, I know they wanted to hurt me, but I was like, wow. She wrote this for me, and she's got a beautiful voice, even though it's shitting on me. It's almost like a backhanded comment. If I can get it pulled up, let me see. They're like wanting me to verify my ID through this thing. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Hold on. Remember, I'm the bearded lady. I'm the one in front of Snappy. Good song. We're going to end it with this, y'all.
Bearded lady, talking like you're part of the club. You're just as patriarchal as the flood, washing women down the river for blood. Bearded lady, bodily autonomy or no. You strung us out for 40 years over row. When will you boomer bitches fix it? Whoa, bearded lady selling bombs to Abraham for some pearls and apartheid land, sacrificing other mothers' lambs. No. Bye, Felicia.
So she's got a beautiful voice. Not a boomer. And this is how the cult trains women to treat other women. Yeah. Parody. One of the followers in his chat tonight said they were pissed that Ammon didn't return his or her emails and said it was time to give the reins to Chewy. They do run cover, Neil. It's a whole op. Yeah, one was. What are you doing? Yeah, that sounds like fun. Those who kiss the wall. Yep, I'm going to go to bed. What time? We've been going 3 hours. This is day 2 or 3 doing late. Yeah. Yeah, she does. Right? Yeah. And see, that's the whole thing that I'm really wanting to talk about too, because people don't understand that you can go in one way, but when you come out, you're a different way. And it changes your brain because of the complete flip in the talking one way like they were tonight while other things are going on, and it fucks with your head that way. And there's a psychological term for it, and I just don't remember what it is. Oh, I hope he does it. Great stream. Thank you. I have so much to talk about and bring out. What is that? Which one is that? I don't know what that is, Neil. I don't know the Greek. So thank you. Whatever force is helping to guide me and give me strength and give me inspiration to keep doing this and talk about it and pointing out the cult dynamics. The Lombards putting fake beards on their women to make themselves appear larger in number. Oh, that's cool. The tortoise, yeah, spin them around. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the work. I love what I'm doing. If I had the money, I would have a whole place set up for women and children, survivors of cults alone, just the cults. A place for them to go, because, you know, it's one thing to get out of an abusive relationship. It's another thing to get out of an abusive cult, because you're not just dealing with one person. Cognitive dissonance. It does cause cognitive dissonance when he's talking all this sexy stuff, but no, we're not supposed to take him, you know, right? Justice. Oh, yeah. Thank you. DK. DK. Is that how you say it? DK? DK. Yeah. You're welcome, D-Love. Sister Amber and Thaddeus. Thank you all so much for joining me. Yeah, and we need to keep talking about it. Don't let it get buried on the internet, please. Because there's a lot of new people that are going, what the fuck, and trying to figure out what happened, who had no idea who I was. Because they shun you and they don't say your name so that nobody finds you. Right? Cults narcissistic abuse includes naming, calling, labels, boomers. Yeah, nothing wrong with making. Right? She's got a beautiful voice. It's crazy. We are literally watching the psychology unfold of this cult. It is insane. All right, I'm going to sleep, you guys. I got to go to work tomorrow, and I think the world of you. Thank you for supporting each other and me and Neil especially, because if it wasn't for Neil, I really don't know how much of this would continue as we push for justice. Okay, everybody have a good, safe night, and I love you.